I've never summoned a demon. What? Play the video. Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon. Welcome back to another episode of the Great Galleria of Grundrundi. This is episode 3. We've got a wonderful cast and crew joining us here today on what will bound to be another episode filled with hijinks and shenanigans. So let's go around the cast and crew, let's figure out who we are and who we're playing, and let's of course start with our very own Dungeon Master, Chelsea, Little Red Dot. How are you doing?
I am doing great. It is almost the weekend.
No.
And I am here to, shenanigans. That's a good word for it. Let's shenanigan. I'm here to shenanigan.
Let's shenanigan away into the night. Incredible. We have Chelsea as a Dungeon Master tonight. We also have, of course, our very own Madame Gandalf with us tonight. Madame Gandalf, how are you doing?
For once, I'm feeling quite awake.
Really?
I slept well last night. I had coffee this morning.
Oh my God.
I got more caffeine right here, so I'm ready to go.
I'm so jealous. Amazing, amazing. Tell us a little bit about Ari before we dive into today's game.
So Ari, temperamental, unpredictable, a little bit overdramatic, but most of all, incredibly charismatic. Not really the best sneaky assassin that you would hope for in a rogue, but, at least she's got a silver tongue.
That she does. Thank you so much, Madame Gandalf. We also have a wonderful variety of folks joining us here, either for the first time or returning on today's show of Great Galleria. Of course, you guys can sign up and join us as well every week, !play. But let's meet Jesse, Mr. Crumpler64, who's back again today. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing amazing. I just saw the spot available, and thank you for giving me the chance to come back.
More than welcome, my friend. More than welcome. Remind us about Jyleth.
So Jyleth the Tor is a blue dragonborn, basically a traveling swordsman from basically amongst the land. He used to serve a king, but after the king fell, he decided to venture off and be amongst the land itself and prove his strength at all costs and never back down from a fight.
Really looking forward to meeting Jyleth once again. We also have Warped Films joining us. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, ready. I'm ready for some action and to shenanigan, as Chelsea said.
Yes. My tongue's not going to work for a few minutes, so bear with me. I was just prepared to watch, and then I saw the link. I was like, oh crap, where's my papers?
Where's my sheet? Amazing. Well, talk to us a little bit about Sebastian.
Sebastian Arrow is a former soldier who, after being a warrior on the field, took his blade by more compulsion than will. And now it compels him to go out and prove he is the best warrior and worthy of the Dark Reaper.
Ooh, very cool, very cool. That's going to be exciting. And of course, we have our own Stump with us today. Stump, how you doing, my man?
I am good. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you on, my friend. Glad to have you on. Talk to us a little bit about your character today is Rundar, right?
Yes, Rundar is a gnome fighter. He was a guard for a gnomish city. They were attacked by some werewolves, and his entire squad was wiped out by the werewolves. He was dealing with some post-traumatic stress issues. He came to the wonderful Galleria to drink his troubles away.
Amazing, amazing. Well, you're in the right place because we got a tavern. Incredible. Well, before we dive into today's show, a couple of things to go through. First of all, shout out to our sponsors, D&Dice. Boom.co.uk. Have some legendary dice checkout over there. You get 5% discount off on all their dice and all their dice sets and rolling tins and things that they've got on there. Some of them are some beautiful little ones. And as we were talking earlier, Valentine's Day is coming up, right? And so, you know, what better gift than the gift of dice? As I believe is a commonly said expression. Go check out their dice. Send them some love from us. They help keep the show going. Keep us in business and keep us having shenanigans. Also, you can interact with today's show. A lot of these guys first time here on Encounter Roleplay, so that means only one thing: they have to get you screwed with. If you haven't followed the show, hit the follow button and join us. We hit 20 followers in just a few followers time. In fact, you guys get a viewer decision in which you decide anything, which could happen next in our campaign. Could be a good thing, but it never ever is. There is a tweet for you guys as well. 20 retweets on that tweet, and we'll have another viewer decision where you guys can throw some more madness at us. And of course, you can donate to affect the game as well. You can give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and more. So check it out, my friends. Other than that, though, I will hand over to our Dungeon Master, ready to shenanigan away. Chelsea, what's up?
Well, we'll do a brief recap of the craziness that happened last week in its shortest, most concise form. They were gifted, actually, a tavern from a woman and son that they saved, who left them a note, actually, with Gileth's name in it, who promised Gileth to find safe haven for them as they were being kind of bullied by the local food court collectors. So after cleaning out the basement, freeing it of all of the mall rats, they had their own run-in with a collector who asked them to do a favor. Which was to move a large sum of gold bricks from the food court district to a bank in the financial district. When they got there, somebody else felt it was a good idea to hold the bank up, and we had a heist. They had to deal with a bank heist that actually they weren't heisting, and there were a few souls lost into the battle to save the bank, one of which was a mother and her son, filled the group in on a few things. And I actually thought, Ari, do you remember what it is you guys saw afterwards? The big kind of moment of reveal. Bodies.
The main thing that I remember, was all the bodies and jumping into basically some sort of abyss of sorts.
Yeah, a hole. So you guys saw one of the collectors dump bodies into a giant cavern, hundreds of thousands of bodies. And actually, I think it was Ari that was able to denote that most of them were dwarven in nature, which means that probably all the dwarven bodies that used to lie in this catacomb have been laid in this giant chasm that's kind of hidden from sight. Then you guys proceeded to the Black Market District, which you've kind of been working towards. You found it located in a hole in the floor, and it dropped you down. And we ended at the entrance of the Black Market District, and that's where we're going to pick up today. So
we're gonna hit the Silk Road, guys. We're gonna hit the Silk Road.
Woohoo! So you guys are standing at the entrance. To paint a little bit of a picture for you, the entrance of the Black Market District doesn't look like any of the other ones. It's not well kept. And if you remember what the guide kind of mentioned, they don't really acknowledge the Black Market District as part of the Galleria. It almost in itself is kind of it's shunned and not talked about because what happens down there, nobody really knows. At least you don't yet. So when you get there, it's like they've actually chiseled out or busted through an underground wall in this giant mountain, long forgotten piece of the catacombs. And you were greeted by a tall, gangly shadow figure at the entrance who told you that you take your own liability upon yourself when you enter the Black Market District, and simply waved you in. And he still stands partially bowed with his hands open for Finbar, Ari, and
last week's
your little friends.
last week's folks. Yeah,
last week's characters. No, I got them. I have them. Valdrianeth and Otheus stand behind you. Otheus chose to stay behind. He actually was like, I ain't going in. So he deuces back the way you came, and he's going to find his way out. Fergus is kind of floating on his little, what did he get? He got something that flies.
Oh, a kobold, a flying kobold.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
He's like behind you guys, like kind of floating, taking his cues quickly off of you.
Incredible. Well, I'm not much of one for responsibility, my good fellow. But I suppose looking inside the black market would be preferable to what we saw back there, which was thousands of bodies. Ari, it seems like it's an Ari and Finbar episode. Would you like to, shall we?
It's the side spin-off right now.
It's a spin-off episode. Come on, we've been trying to get rid of...
cop,
Finbar.
Been trying to get rid of Fergus for weeks. Come on.
I'm going to go up to where the guy is partially bowed leading us in, and with his raised out hand, I'm just going to high-five it.
He doesn't move, and for some reason his hand feels almost cold and just unnaturally disgusting.
Gloves. They're called gloves. Try it.
Anytime.
try
We'll
it.
take you to the fashion district, honestly.
You
It'll
hear
be
him
a
breathing
great
again.
time.
On level ones.
You can hear that heavy breath under his robes as he kind of you get that gleam of green eyes, almost like iridescent, as they kind of look up at you from underneath his cloak.
Seems like you've got a pretty clogged up chest there as well. I want to try some of the tinctures. Dear me.
Do you need us to find your inhaler?
He says, I need nothing from you.
Already got his asthma fix. Good. Well,
Cool. We'll go then.
let's just head right on in.
Yes,
And Ari's going to awkwardly link arms with Finbar.
Yeah.
So you guys walk in, and the air is heavy in a way that it's almost like a damp, and it stinks of people, too many people in one place. Everything is not necessarily unkept, but it looks hand thrown together. It doesn't have as much care as the rest of the districts that you've been in. And there is just crazy stuff. Most of them are carts or smaller stores that are just inset in what would have been small caverns. And it is filled with people, races you've never seen before, just shoulder to shoulder. People are buying everything from the innards of human beings to, pawning off their own body parts. It's that kind of a place. There are strange animals walking on leashes. You walk in and it is a bustle, the Black Market District.
I immediately want to go up to, still linked in arm with Finbar. I want to immediately go up to the person who's selling body parts or buying body parts. Be how much for his pinky toe?
So you walk up to the cart, and it's kind of this crusty old Kinsey, kind of this cat. His tail's kind of crooked as if maybe he had lost part of it. And he looks up at you with a little bit of purr and he says, I take any body parts you want.
You don't need your pinky toe, right, Finbar?
Well, for reasons I won't go into, I no longer own, legally, my pinky toe after some events transpired in the cathedral. Technically, it's property of the church.
I, as your DM, don't know what to say to that. The cat looks at you and goes, I take other limbs.
No, I was only interested in his pinky toe, but I'm now much more interested in this touch of the pinky toes.
Pinky toe is not a limb. But yes, perhaps one day I'll tell you the full story. I believe 3 years after I can talk about it, or if I'm outside of 300 miles from the place, which, well, getting close.
Gotcha, so illegally, okay.
So
okay.
My lawyers won't let me speak about it.
So as you guys are having this conversation about selling off Finbar's digits, you both turn around and realize that your gnome friend has disappeared into the crowd of people. He's long gone. Nowhere to be found.
God damn it, Fergus.
Oh no, what a shame.
I know, you don't know if somebody took him or if he found another, tavern or was distracted. He gets distracted. So, he's gone. He just kind of fluttered off.
He's good.
I was hoping we could see what we could get for an ear.
That was my thought as well. If we see any gnome parts showing up in the area, we might be onto it. Oh well.
So is there anything in particular either of you would like to do before?
What is the going rate on body parts here, Chelsea? What?
How much money can I actually get for a pinky toe I don't have?
I just want to grasp on the economics.
Yeah. So the cat leads in and he goes, I give you, let's say, 10 gold pieces for your big toe.
I would. I really would.
I'm very partial to my big toe.
Indeed.
It's kind of my favorite of the toes.
There are things I can do with this big toe that you wouldn't believe.
He leans and he says,
it.
I take other body parts. Hearts go for 100 gold.
What can you do with the money if you've lost your heart? Or is it like a broken hearts club, sort of?
I don't know about the rest of these species, but I only have the one, and I'm very fond of it. It's.
He says, well, I have 9 lives, so.
I'd let you take my body parts, but you do it in such a sexual manner that it worries me what you might do with them.
And he keeps kind of like purring as he's kind of, he's almost like circling the both of you.
Right.
Now, as this is going on, Jylith, roll a perception for me.
You got it.
I don't know about you, Finbar, but I'm very scare-roused right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, matching pipes. Delightful.
How do we do?
How cute.
We rolled a
Oops.
9.
A 9. Okay. You don't see a whole lot because it's a pretty busy street, but from sitting inside the tavern that you're in, it's kind of open, almost like an open bar that faces outwards. You see a familiar set of faces who are clearly being conned by your cat neighbor.
Oh, plebeians! Oh, can we go say hi to the plebeians?
We mustn't touch them.
I wasn't talking about touching.
Playing hi.
The cat reaches out and you get that soft kitty paw, just like runs down the side of your face. It's still sizing you up for body parts, the both of you.
I think
Oh,
we
stop
should.
it, or I won't be able to resist.
A necrophilie cat.
Hey.
Will's full of jokes.
Oh, my. Well, we've got jokes today, guys. He's got his jokes back.
That's funny. So yeah, you see Ari and Finbar, who you entered this place with almost like a week ago now?
Yes.
Standing there being sized up by this cat.
All right. I just like to just walk up, like not silently at all, and just give a.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Who are you?
How about a hello, old friends?
Oh, it's Judith.
Oh, it's Judith. Judith, good to see you again.
Judith! Ah, Judith.
Just kind of scratching his eye. Joyless, if you're wondering.
Dialect.
How are you doing, Judy?
Jude Law.
I'm doing fine, Ari. Nice to meet you too.
What have you been doing down here, good fellow? Haven't seen you in years, months, weeks,
I've been acting
days.
as a mother and child.
Finbar's already trying to place him, right? He's like, I know this guy. I haven't seen you in wee days.
Yeah, that one time at that place. Yeah.
Ah, yes. That party, was it not? At that work do?
Things were wild, man.
Oh.
Sure. It's called whatever happened was a party.
With was it Chris? Jake's party? Fergus's party? Fergus. Yes, of course.
Fergie's party.
Fergie's party.
Good old Fergie.
Fergie throws the craziest parties.
So as this is happening and you guys are trying to remember where and how you met Jylith, even though like less than 24 hours ago he left you a tavern.
Those people.
Sebastian and did I get Rundar? Did I get that right?
Rundar or Rundar?
Rundar. Okay. Rundar, you guys are kind of walking through the Black Market District. So the first thing I'm going to have you do is tell us kind of why you're here and into this area, and then I'll tell you kind of what's happening and you're seeing. So how did you get here, Rundar?
I came to the Gallerium to forget my woes, and I, of course, found the Black Market, because where's the best place to lose your troubles but the Black Market? And I am quite interested in this cart purchasing body parts.
Yes.
Especially if your troubles involve your limbs.
Right? You're sitting actually at this open bar that Jylith has moved this couple to, and you're kind of watching him. You saw him exit, and there's an interest as to what he's doing, and you're kind of watching this happen. Go ahead, Sebastian. Tell me what you're here and up to doing.
Well, I decided to come to the Galleria because the best way to always be fighting somebody is to just get my own dungeon. And I thought, where else am I going to find who knows how to run a dungeon than the Galleria? I need minions, I need monsters. It's all here.
That is, there's so much truth in that statement. So, yeah, you're walking through shopping. You're kind of window shopping, and both of you notice that as they're rekindling their friendship, the cat is beginning to pickpocket Ari and Jylith. He was sizing them up, and now they're not paying attention. So he's kind of going in to try to get what they've got.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't like this cat anyway. Yeah, he's been eyeballing my eyeballs. So I'm going to walk up and I'm just going to grab his wrist.
Okay. Oh, you want to grab the cat? All right. Just
Yeah.
for the heck of it, make a dex and make sure you can out-dex the cat.
Sorry, apparently everything on my Roll20 isn't entered right. Let me do
That's
this
cool.
the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, just roll it the old-fashioned way. We love that. That's one way to do it.
Nothing works. Where's the 20?
That's cool. You can roll IRL. I'm for that.
That'll be an 11.
Okay. So that's enough. I mean, the cat wasn't really expecting you, so you reach and grab, and you almost smack his hand away more than like grab him. And he turns to you and he says, "What are you doing, stepping into my business?"
Listen,
Oh, I thought this was going to be fun. That's all.
listen here, pussycat. I seen you trying to get that half-elf's purse. He's not interested in your wares.
Stop trying to steal from me, you scum.
I must admit, for the moment, I thought my ass was making the weirdest sound until I saw what was going on.
Honestly, so did I. I didn't want to bring it up, though.
Yeah, I know.
So the cat is done with a lot of you. He grabs his body part cart and moves on, and leaves the lot of you standing here in the middle of the Black Market District. People are moving around you. Activity's still going on. Everybody roll a perception. Oh, it's out there. We're done with that one. Just wipe it away.
Getting the bad omens out of the way now.
Okay. We also rolled another 5. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's
Bird. Okay.
another nat one from me.
Yep. The only person that even picks up on it is Ari. Down the path, you notice that there's kind of a commotion, as if somebody is moving very quickly.
Hark, a commotion.
Yonder me. And you can see people are kind of parting, and something's like pushing them out of the way.
So I'm just gonna go outside a second. It seems like there's more dramatic things than this wild pussy out there.
Dramatic thing.
And she's just like,
So she kind of points in the direction. So if you guys wanted to turn around and look, and right as you're doing that, you finally notice that there's this kind of hobbled old woman, and she's like pushing people to the side as best she can. She says, "Move, move! I've got to get to them. Move!" And she's like pushing people, and she is headed dead straight for the lot of you.
That's totally gonna be me when I get old.
This happens sometimes. Women find themselves incredibly attracted to me.
They just have to pull their way through the crowds.
Yes. Good woman, can we help you?
She like hobbles up and she says, "I have been looking for you." And she looks at all of you. She says,
your
"All
whole
of
life."
you."
All of us. Wow, kinky. Okay.
Yes, she says, "Come with me. I have to tell you something."
I believe.
Was that in the contracts that we signed when we entered this place?
No, but we should definitely go with this woman.
So she's dressed in these kind of like oversized cloaks due to kind of her hunch. They touch the ground, and it's multiple layers of these beautiful peacock and rich colors, purples and teals, and it's inlaid with gold. And she kind of hobbles forward. Her hands are crickety, and she's got long fingernails as she points at the lot of you and says, "Come, quickly, quickly." And she begins moving back in the direction that she came from, ushering you towards her.
If I had a gold coin for every... Right, my friends, my name is Finn Bardabard. This is Ari, my companion here. We are traveling the black markets, wanderers, really. Lovers, poets, if you will. Who might you...
Nice to meet you.
Who might you all be? We've met Judith before.
He's just gonna let it go at this moment that they're not gonna get his name.
I just look at him, it's like, wow, you must have some anger issues.
Don't get me started.
The old woman turns around and looks at you and says, "You do not need to know who they are. They are here as part of your destiny."
You don't need to know the name of our destiny?
Gives me out how our fingers talk.
Yes. Come,
Destiny.
come, all of your destinies.
Everyone's joint destiny. Well, in for a...
Oh, she says, "You are not jointed. You are intertwined. Come, come." And she says, and she begins like moving again as fast as she can kind of hobble away. Wait, is this really Mom Bar?
I swear to God, Mummy, if this is you... fine, we might as well go with Crazy Hag Lady. She's the most interesting thing happening around here.
Seriously, at the very least, we can help her back to her asylum.
At the very least, we could break into the asylum.
Oh.
Or break some...
Let them loose!
Yes, no,
Let them be free!
I was thinking, hot nurse kind of thing, but sure.
Hot nurse kind of thing. So as she leads you back, she is ahead of you by 20 or so feet. She's like ushering you on. And as you guys trail, you do see some pretty strange and interesting things. The crates that you've been seeing shipped out via water, you actually come across what is in essence a makeshift port where that actually initiates. And those crates with individual stamps on them are kind of being shipped out from here. And you can tell that they're loading people into them, elves into them, dwarves. You name it, races are being cattled into these shipping crates and being shipped out. Strange animals, owl bears. You had mentioned wanting to stock your dungeon. This is where you do it. And so people are haggling for odd and strange things. And as you get closer to the woman, she stopped at the entrance of a very, very small inset space. A very tiny kind of in like a catacomb. It would be considered like, what is it, a cublica, like just a small round inset room. And she pulls back this beaded curtain and says, "Come, come."
I just duck my head in as I make enough space because I imagine how tall is the entryway?
Not very tall. 5.5 feet, maybe.
Ah, crap. So I have to hunch down and walk through.
Yeah, so you kind of like hunch down and walk in, and she's covered the walls in ragtag fabrics. Anybody else want to follow him in?
Sure.
Well, I've always
Sure. Why do I want to live?
Yeah, but yeah, why not? Why not? Enter the hag's lair. And she can tell the hesitancy. She says, I am not here to hurt you. I am here to help you.
That's what I'm worried about.
I love what you've done with the place.
Really nice decor.
Cozy.
Creepy.
Go away.
So as she comes in the center of the room, the whole room's round, and she has a makeshift seating area on the floor, and you can definitely tell there's one pillow that belongs to her. And in the center of the room is a table that has a large crystal ball on it. It's very dark. She has a single light source sitting on the table in the middle, which is just a candle, and she says, come gather round.
Right. Gathering.
Ari's going to sit down immediately, like cross arms, cross leg, like.
Yes, yes. She says, all of you are here. You reek of destiny. Yes, yes. She says, can't you smell it?
Mostly the dead bodies we've been around, I think.
She turns to Finbar. Her head almost snaps unnaturally, and she says, so you've seen them? The lost souls.
I've seen their bodies, sure.
She ushers for anybody that's not seated or at least gathered to come. And she says, I have something to tell you. I had a dream. It said you would be here. All of you would be here.
I am very famous. You might have seen it on a poster somewhere, or possibly a wanted board if you've been down a church recently.
She looks at you and she says, it's the underwear. I wear your underwear.
Ah, yes.
your hat, Finbar.
Finbar's brand has made it to the black market.
What can I say? It is incredibly illegal in most states.
Finbar, your underwear knows no bounds.
This is where, like, you know, when you see those off-brand, like, Gucci bags and things like that, it's just off-brand.
It's like, well, my latest line, absolute sin, has been very successful.
She says, yes, yes, it has.
Well, as has completely unacceptable. But I'm glad to hear that you're a wearer.
A patron.
A patron of the
patron of your
patron of the arts.
Patron of your pantyhose, you know.
Yes, a panty patron.
All right. Oh man, that tickled me. Okay, so she kind of she leans in and you see her lick her bony fingers and she out the candle, and her hand sits atop the crystal ball, and as the candle closes the room out in darkness, the crystal ball begins to light in this kind of eerie blue color as she puts her hand over it. She breathes in deep, and as she releases that breath, light fills the room from this crystal ball, and she says, I see it. I see it. A giant arena. A man with dark hair, slicked back like fish scales. And you. And she points over to Sebastian and to Rundar, and she says, and you, your destinies will be made today. And then she says, and she kind of comes out of as the light dims in the room, and she says, that is where you have to go.
I'm sort of mumbling to myself, no, we don't have to do this. Okay, there's somewhere else to be.
She says, do not deny yourself a chance for greatness.
Oh, I'm talking to my sword. Give me a minute. No, we're not going to do this. No.
Let a man talk to his sword for a moment, woman, please.
You have that down.
Do not get between a man and his blade.
No. Give them a
She
moment.
kind of raises her.
For pity's sake, woman.
God, gosh! I'm sorry. I'm not just having to tell you your destinies and fortunes.
It's kind of busy right now. Speaking of destiny,
Mommy.
it is 20 retweets done.
Oh, is it time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, fantastic.
Boom.
Okay. I need a creature for an arena. What creature would you like to see in an arena?
God damn it. Underneath that line in chat for us some ideas. We'll vote on it. Most popular decision happens. Let's go.
Go! Give me that creature. Okay. So, she's kind of letting you, like, take all this in. And she looks back again at Sebastian and Rundar, and she says, both of you search for something. Something you are. She smells the air again as if taking in your essence, and she says, empty. You are so empty. And then she looks at Jylith and says, you have so much good in you. We need you here in this horrible place. And then she turns and looks at Ari and Finbar and she says, and the two of you are here for all the wrong reasons. Find your purpose. Do not believe what is written on paper. Her eyes kind of roll to the back of her head as she leans back and falls flat, as if so exhausted that she couldn't possibly say another word to you.
Big day, huh?
Yeah. Woo! Let me have a smoke after that one, okay?
Big day for you. Pretty big day for
You
you.
know, we're doing the whole like hand over the eyes thing to making sure, like, if there's any response.
She's breathing. She's definitely not dead. She didn't like die or anything, but she's kind of she's like twitching a little bit as if the amount of energy it took her to pull that forth has depleted a part of her.
All right, look, guys, I have a rule. I only listen to myself as a drunk person. Other drunks don't know what they're talking about. So, what does she know? Actually, what is she drinking? Is there any good bottles around? I need a drink.
She can roll an investigation on the space. See what you find.
The votes are on the screen. Click on the screen. You got Aboleth, Medusa, Mombar, as in Finbar's mum, and Fergus.
Fergus disappears because he's like, the arena calls me.
Oh, the battle falls.
Yeah.
All this time, he's fooled us into thinking he's this innocent gnome. Experiencing everything.
Damn it, it's gonna be
for the
Fergus,
first time.
isn't it? It's gonna be Fergus.
Poor scrap.
I'm gonna have to do my best Fergus voice. I feel it coming.
Hello.
All right. So, all right. So, yeah, she's passed out. So, what did we roll in that investigation? That's what we're doing. We're
A nat
investigating.
one.
Oh my God,
Boom.
you guys! We need to shake off the black market doom that's happening on the lot of you. You don't really find anything. There's just so much like fabric and pillows and upholstered pieces kind of around to make it such a cushy space. There's not a whole lot. Anybody else that would like to search the space is also welcome to roll an investigation.
I'll join in that.
What if Fergus is secretly Mumba? Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum. 2-season crossover. Our brains can't handle it.
Ooh. Okay, hang on. What was the
Oh my God, Jolene.
Improvement.
What is wrong?
God.
What is wrong?
Okay.
I got a
Okay.
good roll. I got a good roll.
Finbar finally, he was able to like put his ego to the side for a moment and was like, oh, I should probably help these people search. And so you end up searching through and you actually find her journal, like whatever she scribes in. And it does look like, flipping through, that you have found record of her talking about you. She speaks of a bard. She talks about a woman with a small alligator and squirrel. And she's clearly mentioned the lot of you through reference over the last series of 2 weeks. You haven't even been in this place long enough, and she was dreaming about you before you got here.
Whoa, this is
And she's
creepy.
Yeah, and she's made a few notes, one in particular that she's like circled over and over and over and over again. And she says, remind them not to believe what they read. Remind them not to believe what
Well,
they
I
read.
don't believe any of this. It's written down. and she doesn't want us
Right.
to believe it. So everything in here is nonsense as far as I'm concerned for this old lady. Second thing, she has kept a creepy dream diary of all of us, in which she dreams various different things. I won't go into the details, my friends, but the crocodiles are just the beginning of it.
I better be flying at some point, otherwise I'm disappointed.
Well, I'll tell you about the scene with the Aarakocra later on.
As you continue, you flip back to kind of the front of the journal, almost like a starting point, and you can see how her thoughts are significantly more cohesive over. Like they're more cohesive from start versus finish, which they're just scribble and scrabble. And some of her entries talk about the way that people have changed over time, like her record of
don't
people's
talk to me
changing.
anymore.
Yeah, and not for the better. That people have almost disintegrated as if sick in this place. Yeah. And anybody else that wants to flip through the journal is welcome to, but that's unless you're gonna sit and read page by page. That's kind of what the gist you get of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll share this with the team. Seems as though the people around here have been getting worse and worse, or she's been getting worse and worse. But things down here do seem quite dark. Seems as though before not everything was this bad, and she's noticed a decline. She always keeps writing down in this too. Sorry, you're still here. I know I'm talking about you as if you're not here, sweetheart, but you're kind of fucking crazy.
She twitches on the ground.
All good. I twitch back for a second. Good.
I just nudge her with my foot.
Back to the book.
It's cool. Remind us not to believe what's written on paper. And the only thing I've seen on paper when we walked in here was signing a contract. Right? That's the only... Ari, do you remember any other paper? I mean, we remembered all the important things.
Got some notes, but those notes were mostly, hey,
what's up?
Here's a tavern for you.
Burning bread,
Burning bread.
Hey, bread burning.
What about you?
Yeah, we do. We haven't thought of a name yet, and we're looking to completely redo it. We're going to call in project homemakers, and they're going to redo the whole thing, and they're going to move that bus, and then we'll be so excited.
Yep. It's also completely infested with mole rats, so, anyway.
Oh, mole rats, the worst.
I know.
I don't need to drink that bad.
It's a gift and a curse. But the only thing I've seen really written on paper is this contract. We don't have a copy of it, do we?
You did not get a copy of it.
No, I don't think I even signed it.
I didn't sign
it. It was said something along the lines of we follow all of the rules that the place has. Don't remember anything else that it said. Will doesn't.
It said, you guys learned that you have to follow all the rules.
Yeah.
Technically, there should be no violence within any of the districts, though you guys have caused violence at every district you've been to. And that basically you don't harm others or yourself is what you got from it. Oh, and that liability. You're not the liability of the Galleria.
So we shouldn't believe any of these rules, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe there's something coming up.
Guidelines, right?
Right. Yes. Maybe there's something written down that we'll see in our destiny, future, that we shouldn't believe. I don't know. I don't care. She's asleep.
I was about to say, somebody else was talking. Both of you, Andy and Todd, do you guys have something?
Oh, I only nudge her with my foot when she's twitching. That's after that, I'm like, no, this is too much.
Yeah, she seems that this is maybe normal for her, and if it's not, she'll be all right. She's breathing.
This is where Ari just finds a piece of small wood and places it between her teeth,
Yeah. It's very kind of you.
Yeah. And then pats her lightly on the head, sleep, sweet small child.
Jyla, if you've been in the black market for about 24 hours, you found the new tavern, and even within your kind of 24 hours here, for a fact, recalling on what she told you, that there is an arena here, a battle arena within the black market district. Because when you were asking about how to make some money, seems to be the place people go.
Everything from trying to hightail it there, because it's like, gotta take every tavern first, fight later. So now it's just like, excuses finally come up.
Oh yeah, okay, cool. You think about this and you recognize it as probably what she told you is the place you should be headed.
You want to head down now, or do you think, Jyleth?
I like this destiny. Let's do it. Let's go to the arena. Let's go there now. Let's do it. What's taking us so long? Let's go to the arena. What are you still standing there? Let's go.
You're still talking to me.
Hey, fair point.
All right.
So, you want to go to the arena? Just to be clear. Okay.
Yes.
Wasn't sure.
Seems like
Indubitably, yes.
destiny, and
yes.
I've known Jyleth here for a long, what feels like a long time. Longer than I could really put a finger on, I would say. And his judgment is sound in this matter. And clearly, crazy old lady knew something was going on. She had, a diary of 2 weeks' worth of dreams, and not all of them were sexual about me. I have to admit. Disappointed in a way, but I'll have to be honest about it. So she knows something's going on. Something is strange down here. We did see a lot of bodies, did we not, Ari?
I mean, there were at least
Many bodies.
10, no more than 37 and a half plus 12.
Right on the money as always, Ari.
Seems like a reasonable
Seems
number.
like a figure.
Yeah, that works, right?
The urban lady donates £12 to give 4 nat 20s for Little Red Dot.
Oh my god, somebody's dying today.
Fergie's gonna kill us all.
Yes. All right, cool. So, Jyleth, none of you have actually been to this arena place, but you know a general direction. When you asked about money, somebody was like, "Yeah, this way to the arena."
Right.
So you guys can begin traveling. You see some other kind of crazy stuff. People that have had odd body parts sewn on them. Yeah. Does anybody here good at rolling a medicine check? Anybody have medicine? It's cool if you don't. You're still welcome to roll it, but
I was gonna ask if anyone is undead around here.
Okay, that's a really good question. You can roll for a perception if you want to.
Yeah.
On that. Okay, cool. So a 10 and a 10. You guys.
Not a 1.
Holy cow. Okay, on a 16 on a med. So, you recall her saying that people are sick, that there's this sickness. You write it in the journal. And you do begin to note that a lot of people in the black market are kind of coughing and scratching. And most of the people that are having that activity have these iridescent green eyes that are almost reptilian in nature, and are definitely not right for, especially not a human race. And on your 10, you don't see any skeletons walking about in terms of undead or anything like that. But this kind of similar group of people, the ones that seem to be coughing and sick, they walk about with a very lackluster and very kind of glazed over look in their eyes, as if they might be dead, but still walking among the living. Yeah.
I just kind of grasp on my period that help that keeps me immune from disease. Thank goodness I picked this one up.
Yeah. And you guys continue walking and hear a commotion actually just to the right of you as 2 women are viciously ripping each other apart. 2 human women are pulling out each other's hair. They're in a solid cat fight. And all you can hear them saying is, "No, it's mine, you bitch! No, it's mine!" And they're just like, "Ah!" And people are beginning to gather around them. They're not breaking it up, but they're watching. Somebody begins to make bets in the streets, and these women are beating the absolute shit out of each other.
Is it clear what they're fighting over as we roll past?
You can roll another perception if you'd like to see if you can figure it out.
Oh, sorry, Dad, you might be muted there, buddy.
Yeah, are they fighting over a pair of your underwear?
They could be.
Bets? I'm taking bets, anyone? Bets?
It could be.
An 18, Jylith, you instantly recognize that they are absolutely fighting over something. One of them has it in her hand, and the other one's like reaching for it as she's like elbowed her in the face, and they're just kind of viciously going at it. And it is some kind of piece of gold jewelry.
Oh yes, it could be
that they have in their hand. Very pretty, and it has a gemstone in the middle. Some kind of like trinket that you might wear. And they are just like ripping each other apart.
Could be a pair of pure corruption. Those are particularly...
Pure corruption, your panty line.
Those are very dangerous.
Never something worth fighting for between those two women.
It's worth fighting. It's worth fighting for, Mr. Frodo.
Oh man. But yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's breaking them up. More people are beginning to kind of gather as they are clearly just interested in watching who's going to win, who's the last woman standing.
Yeah, I'm taking bets. Bets, anyone? I'm going for... Wait, what do both of them look like?
They're pretty average, kind of common women. One of them's in a long skirt. The other one's in a set of pants, but they seem like average citizens that probably run shops here. They're both draped in black and dark clothing.
I would like to bet on average citizen number 2. Who would like to vote on the average citizen number 1? And can I take any bets?
A guy walks over. He says, "I'll take the one in the skirt. I got 10 on the skirt."
All right, you're with me. Average citizen number 2. Okay.
And I'm just gonna go up to Ari and it's holding up just a coin. Number 2 for me.
Excellent, excellent.
Great, yeah, so you're taking bets. The women are still fighting. I guess I need to roll for these fighting women.
Fighting women.
Yeah. Anybody else want to? Yeah, nobody else walks up and seems to take bets. You've got a few in there. And here's how I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to roll a coin. Pants Lady is going to be is going to be 1.
I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, and the woman in the dress is 2. Let's see who wins. Oh, lady in the dress wins. She gets on top of this other woman, begins clawing her face, and you see her grab the woman by the hair, and she just starts bashing her head into the stone floor, and her skull gets kind of gradually softer and mushier over a couple beatings until everybody on the front row is now in a splash zone, and she stands panting almost animalistically with this thing in her hand as she stands up
now
and kind of washes it off of her.
This is better than porn.
Now that is panting, Ari.
I just gotta elbow Ari. Hang up.
Okay, yes, we can split the winnings. We did both bet on the stressed one.
Yep. And you guys kind of, divvy it up. Whoever else was taking bets over there, he divvies his up. A few people look really disappointed. They bet on the chick in the pants. And you see the woman get up, and whatever the jewelry cart was that she was buying it from, it's like she goes right back into what she was doing before she just slaughtered this woman in front of everybody. And she walks over and pulls gold coin out of her pocket, pays the jeweler for what she was to purchase, and begins walking off, just staring at this piece of gold jewelry in her hand.
Everyone,
I am just very disturbed by this, and I'm used to a fight, and I'm like, that's not worth it.
Let me tell you, my friend, the people here, it seems, are under some kind of greed curse. Any item or trinket that they see, the longer you stay in this place, the more you become affected by it. So until they become almost like animals fighting in the streets. Marvelous, isn't it? Truly a consumer capital of the world.
I'm kind of putting my hand on my sword hilt and
yeah.
I don't know if this is good or not.
By the way, if no one's going to loot the corpse, I'll take the panties back.
You're welcome to loot the corpse if you'd like.
Absolutely.
I'm just holding my 2 coins. I made 2 coins.
Yeah. So she doesn't have a whole lot on her. It was just enough gold that would have probably purchased whatever that trinket item was. And she's got a kind of hand-drawn map, as if she's lived here for an extended period of time. and wanted to like lay out the Galleria in order of districts and those kind of things. But that's about it. She's pretty normal. So.
I look at the panty and say, yes, total heresy.
Yes. You check the tag.
Yeah.
It's got her name written on the inside.
Gotta be careful about these, I have to say.
Very disturbing man.
No, I have disturbing.
Put that out there.
I just have disturbing pants. There's a difference.
I mean, you do have the self-destructing delicates after all.
That's a subscription-based program.
Thank you for the reminder.
As long as you pay the subscription fee, they'll be fine. You don't.
I just sort of lean into Giles. I have questions. Do I want answers?
Depends. How much are you willing to lose brain cells?
Okay, I'll stick to drinking, thanks.
So Finbar, as you're checking her underwear, you have to kind of like pull her shirt up to get to it.
Yes, there's no shame in this. He feels no shame.
You notice something really, really, really interesting, which is that this human woman, this average human woman, has some kind of, it's almost like a rash. Yeah, she's got a rash. Yeah, she's got some kind of like rash that's trailing down her back. And it's almost scale-like in nature and green. And it's kind of permeating down her spine. As if... Yeah, kind of scaly and gross. It's like a fantasy STD.
Hey, Ari, come look down this woman's skirt.
Hey, Ari, take a look at this!
Oh, you never ask. Oh, it's like my first date all over again.
Yes. I say now I understand that total heresy was definitely experimental and had some side effects, but nothing like this. This is like the scales that creepy woman talked about in her diary, that everyone's getting that disease along with the greed seems to be affecting their bodies.
Agreed. As a long-time wearer of all of the ranges of your panties, big fan, by the way.
Yes.
These are not the effects that I am used to seeing, even when I have missed my own subscription fee. So,
right.
No, I don't think this implies some shenanigans.
Yes, I think that's exactly the word I was looking for, Ari.
Genital shenanigans.
Genital looks like a classic case of genital shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Chat actually said genital scales are forever.
That is true.
That is true. So as you guys have rolled this woman over, you guys can all see what they're saying. They kind of pulled up her shirt as it runs down her spine. You're kind of looking at this patch of scaly green. You hear, not far off, the thunder of what one might call war drums. And people, some people actually stop and turn and begin moving in that direction as though something's happening. And you hear the roar of a large crowd of people, like a football stadium, right? As their voice echoes down the cavern towards you, and the drums continue.
Also, for you, Chelsea, Evans says £30, 2 boss level monsters, one of which has a magic item. DM, go nuts.
Oh.
God damn it!
Somebody's dying today. Okay. I got 4 20s now. I need to just keep track of this, and I need to get 2 monsters. OMG. Okay.
I mean, you don't have to. You know.
Well, guys, if you're playing my song, I must be off.
So, would you guys like to head in the direction of the kind of crowd, the general motion the crowd's going?
I think so.
You guys are close to prancing towards the drums now.
Yeah, you're like prancing with the sounds. It's calling you. So
I'm gonna start the conga line. Let's go.
So all of you kind of you fall in line with the crowd of people as it's moving. It makes me think of like the way people move in a theme park, where you're just kind of shoulder to shoulder, everybody's moving in the same direction. And it opens up into a very large space, and you can see that the walls of this place, the mountains, have actually been carved out as arena-style seating, and it's filling with thousands of people here in the Black Market District. And you look down, and it looks like what might have been used as a communal grave in this catacomb has now been turned into a fighting or pit or an arena. And in the middle of that pit, you hear people screaming as the drums are banging. Stands Fergus with right next to his mount,
Oh, we lost
in the
it.
middle of this arena. Hands raised as people are like, Fergus, 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 and they're like shouting his name. He stands covered in the blood of 10 gnomes that he has just slaughtered in battle.
What do you think you know, a guy? So proud.
Yeah, we don't. I feel like I know that guy. Ori, why do I feel like I know him?
I feel like we I know that we introduced him to sex. I know that was something that we tried to do.
Sushi, sex and sushi. That,
I just remember sex and sushi.
That's
I mean,
really
it's
all
my
I remember
favorite
too.
combination.
you know, this is why
Yeah.
we're made for one another, Ori. This is why.
It is.
We
Yes,
should
I
travel
definitely
together
want
all
to
the
hear
time.
more about that.
Yeah, you guys don't really know the Fergus very well. You're kind of like, why is this gnome important, right? Actually, the two of you roll me a perception, unless you had another action you wanted to take, Andy.
No. Perception.
Really rings
That's
a bell.
7.
The two.
7.
7.
Isriva gives a wild magic surge to Madame Gandalf and myself.
Oh, okay.
There you go,
I'm gonna
Drew.
let you guys go ahead and roll that. Seeing
10,000.
Fergus in his fullest battle form has caused you a wild magic surge. And what did you roll again? I'm sorry. I got Andy's
Who needed
I rolled a 7 on perception.
right. And yours?
mine?
Todd? Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. No, you're good. I just wanted you to roll a perception. So, okay. Do you want to find those, Will? Or you want me to
I got it here. My one. Target can speak with flies and gnats. Good. Yes, I can. Little fly on my
Great.
shoulder. I know you're
Okay.
there.
I am not perceptive.
Oh no! How many nat ones
There's a
has
lot.
it been already?
There's another. Yeah.
Oh, and Ori reacts violently to anyone who sees her get injured. You don't like it?
Oh,
Don't like people
this
seeing you
is
get injured.
about to get intense. So you're not injured yet. Yes. So
Okay, at least I still have my squirrel and my little alligator.
yeah, Andy, you notice. So there, you watch as you watch as Fergus has clearly slaughtered all of these gnomes. He's won this round in this arena. You have no idea how he got here. He hops onto his winged kobold, flies around as people are chanting his name, and back out through a like archway door. Very gladiatorial in nature, if you would. And a group of people come out and collect all the gnome bodies that he just slaughtered, dump them in a cart, and roll them off. And you see out of the corner of your eye this kind of you notice him because he seems to be a man of power. He's standing apart from everybody else, and he seems to be kind of a ringleader watching. And he steps up onto a podium, and his hair is slicked back with like fish oil grease, and he wears it in a ponytail on the back of his head. And he stands up and he says, "For our newest guest, the great gnome Fergus." And the crowd goes wild again. Roar!
Fergus, I remember that kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Fergie, right? Fergie.
Fergie. Yes, sushi guy. Sushi virgin.
And you guys, and you note and remember what the fortune teller told you. That this is probably the dude you're looking for.
Slick back hair. Arena. This sounds awfully familiar to me. Why does this ring a bell?
And I just kind of say in a very deep voice, he seems worthy. And I actually summon up, I got my hand on one sword, but I summon a long sword into the other hand.
Oh, okay. All right. And, he says, next on the docket, we welcome the Chain Devil. And this incredible Chain Devil, walks out into the arena, and he says, Chain Devil in one corner against the Lycanthrope. The crowd goes wild. And this Chain Devil and Lycanthrope just start going at it in the arena. It's bloody. Pieces are being torn. Chain Devil whips the Lycanthrope. It slices his side open. You guys are kind of watching this battle happen as the kind of greasy man has a seat and crosses his arms and watch, just very pleased by the whole scenario.
Popcorn, I need popcorn.
A good hit there.
Does anybody have one of those plaster large fingers that you could put on your hand. You know.
No, I only have things for my toes, and we can't exactly get those out of
may or
them.
may not.
He is prepared.
He is like on this. He came prepared to go to the arena today. Yeah, and he's about 20 feet from you guys, like up in the stands. He's kind of sitting by himself next to his podium where he kind of announces this whole shenanigan. And he's kind of, like I said, he's sitting there watching and very pleased by this situation.
You guys want to go talk to the Destiny Man?
Yes.
He doesn't look
I
busy.
want him.
You look... you're either very angry or very aroused, Sebastian. And either way, I want to see what happens.
A little column A, a little column B.
Just as I hoped. Let's go talk to him.
So as you guys walk up, you're able to access him pretty easily. He does have kind of two brute half-orcs standing next to him. They kind of look at you, they eyeball you, but they don't seem concerned about any of you. And he looks up and he says, "Yes, is there something I can help you with?"
My god, man. Get some strepsils for your throat or something. You talk like a snake. Sorry, my friend here wanted
Gargle
to...
salt water.
Yeah,
A
gargle.
little bit of honey and lemon.
Yeah,
He says,
it's a bard
the
shot.
battle is almost over and I must announce again. Is there something I can help you with?
Sebastian
I
here wanted to
want
ask you out.
Run into. Big man.
He looks at the lot of you and says, "Are you here to join my arena?"
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he looks at you and says,
That's
"A
good idea.
willing volunteer. That doesn't happen very often."
I would not consider myself involved in this. More of a connoisseur, viewer, spectator, voyeur.
Hype man.
Hype man, yes.
Says, "All right, I will put you in my arena, but there is special deal for joining in this battle." He says, "I will let the lot of you fight my best man. You know, Tiny Gregor. He is crowd favorite."
You're getting married.
I was just about to
Good
say,
Lord,
like,
you're-
when was the wedding?
Yeah, your best man.
My best man. He is Tiny Gregor,
Oh, where-
and crowd loves
Well,
him.
then where are the bridesmaids?
Oh, we killed them yesterday.
What a shame.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
Dang it, I
a waste.
missed it.
so the groomsmen are single.
Oh, yes, they are singly going to die today.
Singly
That's
going
my
to die.
best favorite kind of
They're
man.
going to die single, Ori. We can't allow that to happen.
We can't. It is against my nature to let them die single and
They
alone.
need to leave someone behind so that they can become an adventurer after a tragic fate has happened to their loved one. So, very well. What would we be fighting? This best man of yours. Describe his fighting technique to us.
He likes to smash things.
Kind of a smash kind of guy. Smash rather than a pass. Okay.
And he says, if you're interested, you must hurry, for he is next in line. My assistants here will escort you to arena.
ready for a quick
But just
smash.
so you know, if you lose, you stay with me forever. If you win, I let you go. I give you monies. I tell you things, but if you lose, and you keep your life, of course,
Of course.
you become my property.
like a terrible deal, Sebastian.
It seems like a lose-lose
We just
situation.
fight forevermore.
Is he worthy?
Who?
Your
Who?
man. Is
Gregor?
worthy.
He has never lost battle.
He's certainly swarthy. Also,
Some call him greatest warrior.
I go ahead and I dismiss the packed weapon, and instead I take out a porcelain skull mask and put it on. We want him.
Yes,
He says-
we do.
there's no.
He says, "Great!" And the orcs kind of corral all of you and begin pushing you down the stairs. Yeah, and they push you through the crowd very quickly and move you guys through like kind of a hidden tunnel, if you would. And as you pass through the hidden tunnel, you realize that this place is filled with incredible creatures. And they're all in bars and in chains. There's one cell that's full of emaciated humans that are clearly there as bait in the arena. They are sacrifice at its finest form. And as you go through, I mean, you're seeing all kinds of stuff. There are owl bears in cages. There's a death knight that's kind of leaned against a wall in a cage. And as you continue walking, you come across another one that has a bunch of gnomes in it. And there is Fergus. He's like wiping blood off of his face. As he's kind of like recuperating and still shaking from having to kill so many gnomes. And you hear him say, hey, I know you guys. Hey, I know you. Hey.
Oh, you're so familiar.
Fergie, it's Fergie.
Oh, of course.
The half-orcs say, keep moving.
See you later.
And they keep pushing you.
What a shame. Wish we could catch up. Also, Ari has a pet from Isriva. Which is
another pet?
Another
I have
pet.
a third pet.
You have a menagerie in there.
Oh my god.
I'm the most corrupted Disney princess ever.
It's a D100. I say, Ari, before we go in there, I found you a little thing. You might be interested in. Made me.
At D100, did you say?
It
Sorry?
is a D100, yeah.
All right, let's try this out.
Made me think of you. ...
Dot, dot, dot.
A disembodied hand shaped in a fist with eyes tattooed on forefinger and a moustache on the thumb. It speaks in a squeaky voice.
You know me so well.
It's a speaking hand with a moustache.
As you're walking through, you can see that it's clearly fallen off of a body part.
Yeah.
Off of a body.
No,
so he's like laying.
Maybe I got it from the cat guy at the beginning.
I never trusted that thing.
I've always wanted this.
And you like pick it up. It's the thumb like falls open like a open mouth and like a little stash. It's adorable.
What can I say, Ari? It just made me think of you.
This is where, like, you know, when it talks to me, it's just doing like that thing.
Yeah, it's just like, but yeah, no sound, no noise, because it's a disembodied hand. That's brilliant.
It's like
so
fucking Rick and Morty.
It's getting really weird in here. And so they keep ushering you down, and they usher you all the way to the end of the hallway as you guys cross all of these just terrible, terrible creatures. Some of them not terrible, like Fergus, but clearly enslaved to this Colosseum life. And the two of them look at you and go, "Are you ready? Do you have a name? Your group?"
Finbar and the Finbards.
Okay. And he whispers that to a guy, and the guy takes off running. You can tell he's going to tell the announcer. And you hear the war drums again as the battle kind of comes to an end. And the crowd's cheering because we're clearly at the end and somebody's gonna fucking die. And you hear the sound of the lycanthrope as it's clearly killed its prey. The chain devil is no more. And they usher everybody out, and you hear the announcer's voice once more. "Today we have great day. New gnome. We have new group here to fight." What was his name? To fight Gregor! To fight Gregor! And you hear the audience at Gregor's name just louder than you've heard it before. People on their feet, you can hear them stomping of their feet. People are fucking stoked. Gregor's coming out. Gregor's coming. All right? And he says, "And our new group are known as Finbar and the Finbards." And the orcs, one of them slides the door open and pushes the lot of you out into the arena.
My hand pet does like a nice like.
Yeah, and it's actually just you guys. It's just the five of you standing in the arena. There's nothing out there yet.
That's good.
And you see that the announcer is almost slyly staring at the lot of you as if he is so excited you are bait. And he motions to this giant opening to your right, and he says, "Are you ready for Tiny Gregor?" And the crowd leaps to their feet again, and you can hear through the cheering crowd the sound of giant footsteps as they kind of get closer to you, and the sound of something dragging the ground as he emerges, and out steps a giant cyclops.
Okay.
He is not tiny at all. And he carries a giant maul hammer with him that he's dragging like a toy at his side. And his teeth are dripping. And it's like he's just waiting to come at you. And we are going to roll initiative.
All right.
Let's go.
Fighting said Cyclops.
16.
Okay.
Wonderful.
We're nailing these rolls today, guys, aren't we? We're just...
Yep. Rundar is going to go probably last. Oh, nope. In there before him is going to be Ari. All right. Let me roll for our lovely Tiny Joe here. Or what did I say? Tiny Gregor? Not Tiny Joe.
Hey, Gregor.
It's something different. All right. T doesn't do so hot either. So actually, he's going to go last. So, yeah. So our order is going to be... Giles, what did you roll? Did I get your number?
Rolled an 8.
Okay. You rolled an 8 too. All right. Okay. So our order will be... Finbar. Giles.
Oh, dear.
Sebastian. Ari. Rundar. And Tiny Gregor.
Excellent.
All right.
How far
What would
away?
you like to do?
How far away am I from this mofo?
You're standing, the arena in total is about 30 feet. So you don't have a whole
okay.
lot of space.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're only about 10 feet from him. You can smell his, like, Cyclops BO wafting in your face.
Good. Not good. I will cast Vicious Mockery on him to give him disadvantage on his next attack. In theory, it is a wisdom saving throw. And I say, man, you are a lot bigger than I imagined, Tiny Gregor. Because presumably he prides himself on being tiny.
He does, yeah. He says, yeah, he doesn't say anything. He just, you can hear that, like,
You're a very big boy, aren't you?
the hot breath. He, like, and he bangs his chest at you. You can hear the thud echo.
Oh, what big chests you have.
And he rolled a nat 1.
All the better to
He
be
nat
true.
1'd it.
Oh.
Shit. He nat 1.
Alright.
So, yeah, what does that mean
Wait,
for
he
him?
takes that one as well, but on a d4. Takes 1 damage and he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Okay, we will take that disadvantage then. Okay. Whoop. So he's gonna take 1 point. He kind of, you can tell as he's beating on his chest at your insult, he kind of like flinches a smidge at what you say, but it's not really enough to really harm him in any way. So next up is going to be, what did I say? Giles.
He's big boned.
Yeah, he's big bones.
All right. I like to first action surge.
Oh,
My potion of storm giant strength, down it.
shit.
So
Oh, shit, what up?
looking out.
Okay.
Long sword out, going in with 2 attacks.
All right, make it so.
Will do. May my strike be true.
It is so true. It is super true.
That's too true, man. It's too real.
It's too true. It's too much.
It's too
We
real.
can't.
Take it back.
Take your truth. Take your truth and shut it.
I can't handle the truth, Giles. I can't handle it. God damn, that fucking damage. Whew.
All right. Okay.
Tasty.
And then I go in with that back swing for that second attack.
Okay.
It's gonna
Oh!
be a-
Yeah, lie a bit, damn it.
Jeezy. Okie dokie. You did that damage.
Holy mackerel.
And 11 points of damage on that.
Fudge. Okay. Yeah, he takes it like a champ. He doesn't like it. You kind of, he's not wearing any armor, just kind of like a loincloth type thing. And you see, as your sword hits him, his hot skin fillets open on his arm. And as he's trying to kind of block you, as you, and he yells out, "Ah! Ah!" As you slice his blood everywhere. And every strike you make, the crowd roars with excitement.
He's really good at this.
Yeah, it's like he's meant to do this or some stuff. Yeah.
This should be your job.
Next up is going to be Sebastian.
Okay, first thing I do is, I charge at him, casting my Hexblade's Curse, so I get bonus damage and expanded critical,
Okay.
and I swing at him with the Dark Reaper. And that's going to be 13 to hit.
13 does not hit. Does not. So he kind of, I wouldn't say he misses, but he takes his maul and almost knocks your sword to the side. It can't quite reach him. All right. Next up, who was I got? Sebastian Ari. Jyla did some hardcore damage while,
Well, there's a part of me that feels like Ari would just want to sit on the sidelines until something hits her. But there's also a part of me that she kind of wants to show off. So
this is the place.
This is the place. If ever there was any. So she's going to pull out her rapier, and she's also going to pull out her dagger. She's going to look at them both for a moment, and she's actually going to then toss the rapier over her back. And decide this one's better.
You're so dramatic.
Right?
And the audience is eating it up. You even show it off a little, and half the audience is, yeah!
This one?
Yeah!
This one?
Rah!
All right, this one got the bigger applause, so...
It is. All right. And you're going to make an attack on him?
She's going to run on up and try to, jump her way up to the... so that she can maybe kind of hang.
Oh, you want to okay. Yeah, you can give it a running jump. You'll have to roll a dex with it. Or just take disadvantage on the roll, whichever you prefer.
Luckily, I got that +6 to that dex. So, let's see. Dex would be... All right, math. 18.
Oh, yeah, you make that running leap.
Cool. But now, whether I'll actually do any damage.
You may just run and tank.
So my dagger, would this be me doing the 1d4?
Yeah, you got to roll to see if you actually hit him first. Your 20 plus whatever your attack bonus is.
Attack bonus. Okay, so that's actually only 13.
You don't make it. We're looking for 14. Yep.
So I make a dramatic run and jump, and
yeah, it hits his
dance it out.
yeah, it hits his very muscular chest and almost tings off. When it does, the audience because their favorite person is clearly gonna win.
It's all about the recovery, Ori.
His bare chest, yeah. Yeah, all about the recovery. All right, Rundar.
All right.
What's up? How you want to go about this, man?
I will take just a moment, and you see me dealing with issues, not sure, always fighting, but then I shall draw my 2 short swords, take a deep breath, and okay, I got this, and I shall go and chop the heck out of his ankles.
Ooh!
So 4 attacks total.
Yes. Nope.
2, 3, 4.
All right. So 3 of 4 of them hit.
6 plus. Oh.
So I'm just gonna say you're attacking. You want to attack 1 foot and then the other, or is it all on one?
All on 1 foot. Because
why
I
not?
don't know if I could reach that far.
Sure.
2, 3. So a total of 13 points.
Okay. Dang. Okay. Yeah, he does not like that. You're not able necessarily to hack the foot off, but you can tell you've kind of sliced it, and he goes down to one knee on his turn, and he, even from his knee, is going to take his giant maul and swing it round to bring it upside of your head. Because he did not like that at all. So he's going to make that nice little attack roll on you.
I think small.
I think small. Let it be small. Here we go. 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. I'm gonna hold on some of these d20s here. So he's gonna hit you with Here we go. Plus, okay, I want to make sure I get it right. This is intense. 17 points of damage.
Ooh.
And he almost like knocks you off your feet when that maul like.
He has
hits you in the
disadvantage. He's disadvantage because I.
He did have
vicious mockery.
disadvantage. That's right. So
Sorry.
let me roll that d20. You're right. He totally had disadvantage on that roll. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
In before it's even better.
Because he was about to get in a bit of a
He might
tiz.
still.
Yeah, let's see.
Hang on, that's not.
14 to hit.
That will miss.
That will miss.
Hey.
Okay.
50.
Okay, good. So he goes down to one knee. He swings that maul. You see it coming, and the sheer that ringing in his ear of being called big boned friend Finbar takes him down a little bit, and he manages to not be able to swing the maul quite hard enough to actually do any damage on you. Saving lives. Finbar's goal in life.
Yeah, he just takes like a round of applause. I saved his life then. That was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
And everybody, when you cut him down, the crowd roared, and some people were like, "Boo! Boo! Kill the Finbar! Boo!" Yeah. So
Don't do that. No.
yeah. So that was his turn, which he failed, and we're gonna loop back around. So we're gonna start at Finbar. What do you would like to do for your turn?
I look at his loincloth. I'd recognize that loincloth anywhere. That is unconditional perversion. And I'm gonna vicious mockery him. I say, and you're wearing it the wrong way round.
They're breaking the TOS of the panties.
Yep.
So he needs to roll that.
Wisdom saving throw.
I actually don't think he gets any bonus.
He does have a nat 20s if you wanted them, of course.
And I rolled a nat 20, so I'm gonna save mine. And he looks at you and says, I like this way.
Well, actually, if you could take a moment to fill out this feedback form, I'd love to hear your feedback.
He takes his loincloth and lifts it, and he's wearing a pair of Finbar extra large.
Unconditional perversion is the line that.
It's written across his ass. Because the hell not. Yeah.
Jesus is coming. Look busy.
Jesus is coming for you, Cyclops. Oh, damn it, Gregor.
Considering I'm like standing like right in front of him, having just stabbing him, it's just this sudden like.
Yeah.
Damn it, Gregor!
Yeah.
Now I like you.
Oh.
Now I'm attached.
Gregor is he just flashed a lot of you. Good news, he was wearing something under his loincloth. And we're gonna keep going. Gilith, what would you like to do this round?
I want to continue slashing as I go into my first strike so we can discuss this later, Finbar.
Yeah, keep going. Where to yourself?
All right, first swing is a 21.
Hit.
Lord.
And we are looking at 15 points of damage.
Golly. Okay, well, I'm glad you guys saved all your rolls for combat. Because you're nailing them.
Go into that, and we're just going for an upward strike with the second attack.
Okay, cool.
That's a net one.
Okay.
You cursed us, Chelsea. Damn
it! Shut your mouth, Chelsea! So the first one definitely hits. And he takes that 15 points of damage and does not like it. You kind of come down and slice him open. He's still on one knee from his ankle. He uses the maul to kind of hold himself up. You can tell he's struggling a little bit. Gregor as an underwear model. Sorry. Cool. And we keep going. Sebastian.
Okay, I am going to cast Toll the Dead, so he needs to make a Wisdom saving throw. Needs to beat 14.
Oh, I didn't do that right. Let me try that again. It helps with the space. 18.
Okay, I was like, so I try it, I'm like, wow, he really is worthy. Time to actually fight now.
Yeah. He kind of hears you say that out loud.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
When
I
you
shall.
do, he looks at you and growls. Blood and saliva kind of foam at his teeth, and his one big eye's focused right on you now.
I imagine I just get all of that. It's like, hey!
Yeah, it's like right in your face. Between the
Flash
flashing and the saliva, it's just a lot. Ari.
I think I'm gonna go for a throwback move from episode 1.
Oh no.
After having seen the miraculous, beautiful panties on this man, I think it's time for another wedgie.
Oh no! Oh,
It's
well, you
time
have
for
to pull pretty hard to get up. To make that happen, you have to pull real hard. All right, let's. I'd say like roll. You can roll an attack or a strength. Let's give it a strength. And
We're gonna have to go for it again. He's just revealed full-on panty to her.
I need to tell wizards next time you need a wedgie. Like, how does a DM roll for wedgie?
How do you roll for wedgie?
How do you roll for wedgie?
Get him on the phone.
No.
What did you roll?
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay. All right. Jeez. All right. Roll. What did I give you last time? What was it, like a D4 of damage? Is that what we rolled? I feel like. So roll D4, and it's a crit, and you are going to rip his underwear as well as loincloth off.
Why do I always get 20 on the wedgie?
I don't know.
Destiny.
It is.
Remember the picture.
Yes. It is
I
your
got a
destiny.
3.
You got a 3, so 6 points of wedgie damage.
Truly, this is our destiny, Ori.
I don't know if this is what the lady dreamed about or what, but a nat 20 wedgie. So you not only do we rip the loincloth off, but you literally pull the underwear free. It makes me think of that scene from Deadpool. You know, we like you can like hear the undies rip free where he makes the flag.
I was thinking Ghost.
Oh.
I was like, you were made to make the underwear, Finbar. I was made to rip them off in the most painful of fashions.
That's why we
now-
travel together, Ori. That's why this spin-off episode is perfect.
So the Cyclops has taken almost like rug burn damage straight up his crack. He now stands naked as a jaybird in the middle of this giant arena. And as you rip his underwear free, the crowd goes fucking wild. People are like now throwing things in the ring. It is getting out of control. People are losing it over this nat 20 wedgie. And they are losing it. They've never seen such vicious actions in the ring. And
They've never seen such unconditional perversion before.
just it's just too much for their eyes. The wedgie hurled around the world.
You know, this is where I'm like holding up.
You see people start, people are like, I'll buy those undies, and people are like trying to get money to you inside of the ring. It is time. Rundar, what now, sends the naked Cyclops?
Okay, so he's kneeling on one knee in front of me.
Yep.
Just got everything ripped off to show the world.
Correct.
I am afraid I'm gonna have to go for a eunuch maneuver.
Do it, my boy.
I would never have brought Gregor to this fight if I knew you guys were going to deface him so horribly. This was a good Cyclops, damn it! Okay.
4 attacks. 1, 2.
Oh, hit, shit. 2 nat. Oh, okay, a nat 20 in there. So roll 3 of them and then roll the nat 20 last. And you're for sure going to take his penis right off.
I'm
There
just
it is.
seeing
There it
like
is.
Game of Thrones right now with the sausage.
I mean, all of this whole game was leading up to the moment which Chelsea said, and you are going to take off his penis.
Gonna do it. So 12, is that your last one? So you hit all of them except for the last one. Okay, so 8 points for his critical plus the other 12. So 20 points of damage. You're what race are you?
I am a gnome.
Yeah. So it's about face height. It doesn't take, and you just like I don't know. Describe to me how you do this.
in excruciating detail, please.
Yeah, please, I beg you, because I don't want to have to be the one that comes up with it.
Okay, I'm imagining an elephant trunk-like appendage here. And
Yeah.
I often do.
I just shake my head and go to town. I'm chopping a tree here. I'm just
Great. And you
taking
chop
down-
every swing, 3 or 4 swings, just.
Put on your lumberjack.
And as you complete the 3rd chop, it goes flying into the audience. and people begin fighting over who's taking home the Cyclops penis, which is probably worth a lot of money on the black market.
No doubt.
People are like now fighting in the stands. There's some half-orcs trying to break it up.
Oh man, that must be worth so much to that cat person.
And as you a Cyclops penis, that cat would give it. He'd give his own tail. So as you chop it off, blood spatters all over you. Because your face height, and it goes flying in the audience, and the crowd is losing it. They're beginning to kind of like shake the fence, and it's getting super duper rowdy. And it's really injured now. It can barely stand between its ankle and, losing its man bits or Cyclops bits. And we loop back around to him.
I look with interest. So they really do only have one.
Yeah. It like screams out in pain. It uses part of its action to like just grab what once was there to stop blood flow. And it takes its single hand, its maul, and it's going to swing directly at you because you did just you just made him less of a man. So he's gonna take a swing.
It made me feel like a woman.
Yeah, right.
How could I?
Why not? And actually, because I can, I'm going to use one of my nat 20s on that roll.
There it is.
No!
Of course.
There it is.
Why not? Because I can. Because I can. So we're going to roll that damage.
A penis does not a man make. True. True.
A penis does not a man make. So you're going to take... Thanks, pen and paper boy. You've made Gregor feel better. He can go home tonight. As you take 34 points of damage.
2 weeks off retirement, damn it.
As you do this, he swings forward, and because you're just a gnome, he literally like pushes you back with the end of his maul as you take 34 points of damage.
Make a jack.
Oh my god, how are you hanging in there?
I have 10.
Okay, good. All right, I just want to make sure you're nobody's dead yet.
Hanging in there a lot more than Gregor is.
So if it means anything, I still have 2 legendary monsters that have not come into the
I think we've just seen one.
Woo. All right. Well, he's a little less legendary than he once was. He's a little less legendary than he once was. All right, and we continue and wrap back around to Finbar. Finbar, what now?
What now? I don't know what now. He's still fighting, right?
He is
right there.
He's fighting one-handed though.
He is.
Because he's gripping what's left of his man.
I actually feel bad for him. I'm gonna, Finbar sees this horrific act, and as a lover, we consider himself a lover of all men's manhood, and indeed the act of love itself. He can't see this man go through this pain, and he's gonna cast a healing word on Gregor's genitalia. He can't bring back what was lost.
But
he can soothe the wound.
I can only...
All right, you can basically cauterize the wound.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cauterize the cock! Cauterize the cock!
It's like the blood splattering. Break and stop!
So healing words AD, let's see.
Oh my god!
Alright, I got a D4 of healing for him, so I just take one for the team, buddy. And I give him a little cup.
Basically, you put your own hand where it once was to stop the bleeding. But just for the hell of it, we'll say, as you cast this, it does seal it so it's not bleeding anymore, and you see like the penis attempts to start growing back, but all that you get is like a thumb-sized, like whoop, that kind of like pops out. It's just like, yeah, exactly, like free with only a point, and it's like significantly smaller than it was. It's like the end of a mushroom, you know.
I look at him in the eyes as I'm doing this, and I say, "Hold back the tide," and that's my turn.
Oh my god. Yeah, the nub. It's just a nub now. It's just a nub. Giles. God damn it, put this guy out of his misery.
Gladly. So,
Yeah.
covered in blood.
You'll die a man yet.
Go into a frenzy. Let's go into the first strike. There will be no mercy.
Welcome, soul! Let's get some drinks and chat. Welcome, my friend.
Looking at 15.
15 hits.
Good. And that's gonna be 10 points of damage.
Okay, he is really hurting. You only have one hit that time, not two?
I have two.
Oh, okay. All right. Go for it.
So like since I failed the last back swing, it's like, let's try this again. All right.
Whoa! Hit!
All right, we are looking at 12 points of damage on that back swing.
Yeah. Okay. Every time you take a hit, he gets to catch himself on one arm. He drops the maul as you hit him the first time, and he catches on both of his hands the second time, and he's kind of like panting on all fours. Barely hanging in there.
Roger that.
And
Just by
next
a
up
nub.
is Sebastian.
Okay, it's time for me to do what Reapers do. And that's going to be an 18 to hit.
Hit!
Join with me, brother.
And I just walk up and like, let's just finish this. You were worthy, but not enough. And
This is one of the most homoerotic acts I have ever been a part of.
The arena battle has been way too
I'm
erotic.
still holding his nub.
Sometimes it's okay, buddy. It's okay.
oh,
How much damage do you do?
6 points of slashing.
Okay. As you do that, 6 points of damage, you hear him, as you kind of like slash across his back because he's on all fours, you hear him call out, he like roars out in pain as he falls flat on the ground. He's still breathing and panting, but it's very clear, like between the blood coming out of his ears and his mouth. Finbar's hand's now caught under his body, right at his penis. And the dust poofs up as he falls, and you see the arena kind of ringleader. He stands up, who you mentioned. He says, "No, no!"
Yes!
And he says, he looks at the two of them and says, "Get them!" The half-orcs begin coming into the arena to collect the five of you. The audience has gone nuts. They've never seen anybody take down Tiny Gregor, and they are beginning to like rock the gates. Things are getting crazy. People are still fighting over the penis, and the gate breaks free, and about 50 people fall into the arena. As the ringleader stands up and he says, "No, you ruined everything. You ruined everything!" And he like yells and he says, "Bring out the Umber Hulks." And he like claps, and they open two doors, and two Umber Hulks rush into the arena. There's your two legendary monsters, my good people.
Ari's going to initially just be bowing to the audience, like oblivious to the fact that they're actually mad. She's just really proud of everyone, like, "Yes, we did it. I know. How did you guess? Where's my roses? Where's the roses being thrown? Where's the panties?"
Yes, people are cheering and throwing things, coins at you guys. Half the, like, these 25 or 30 people that have fallen in the arena are actually first in the Umber Hulk's way, and it doesn't look like anybody gets a rat's ass. The people in the arena are trying to claw out. The Umber Hulks are ripping into them.
Yes,
and
a penis truly does not make of a man.
It's not. He is living up to his truest name.
Penis
Tiny Gregor.
I crawl over to him and put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Sorry, I did not mean to create this living up to your nickname."
He looks at you with what life is left in him. This dying Cyclops looks at you. He puts a giant hand on you, like the size of your whole body, and he looks up and he says, "You don't apologize. You have freed me."
Oh.
And he dies.
Oh, he died. Oh, I thought he meant something else.
No, you have freed me of my penis.
Yes, this mortal
I needed
penis
that anyways.
that I did not need.
We don't judge.
I felt so shackled before with this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he dies face down as the chaos in the arena begins to surge up. More people are hopping in the arena trying to save their loved ones as these Umber Hulks are ripping through people. And one of them begins kind of moving, notes the 5 of you on the opposite side near where the Cyclops has died at your feet, and eyeballs you and begins a charge. And you see, actually everybody roll a perception. Let's see if you see.
The only way to truly free him was to kill Tiny Gregor's Tiny Gregor.
Tiny Gregor. Okay.
It's
20.
15. 5, probably. Can't do maths.
Okay, well, whoever rolled the 20 definitely see it. You immediately note that when the chaos begins to ensue and things are getting ridiculously out of control, Ari, you also see this. The ringmaster begins to try to leave and escape.
You owe us.
He turns and as you say that, and he looks at you and notes that you're noticed him, and he begins to try to leave. He's pushing through people the opposite direction.
Do I have enough of a perception initiative thingy to go where I want to actually put my dagger in my bow?
You can give it a try. You're gonna have to roll pretty high to use your dagger as a...
You know
Harry,
what? I
I'm
got
not
a crit 20.
Sure
Oh,
that's
you
science.
do? Okay.
Oh my god,
We'll
it's
take that.
science.
Yeah, we'll take that damn nat 20. Sure, why not? You got a nat 20, use it. And you're able to actually string this dagger, though I'm not exactly sure how that works, and fire it at him. And it ticks him in the back, and he falls face down, and he's still trying, you can see him trying to crawl away.
Go, my little pretties, go! And I send the pets.
The pets, they make it up the wall.
Squirrel, the alligator, the hand.
The squirrel and the gator ride the back of your hand like a mount up the wall and over the edge. And the hand grabs him by the throat and is he's fighting the hand as you he's holding him down.
Quick, Harry, cry havoc.
You guys, the chaos ensued, but this thing is real fast behind you. You can attempt to make a climb if you'd like, or try to climb out of the arena over the fence if you want to get to him more directly, or you can go back through the tunnels.
These Umber Hulks, how big are these things?
They big. They super big. They real big. They're I was gonna see, I bet you I can pull up a picture of one really quick and show it to you guys. They are nasty creatures. They kind of, they have a bug-like appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just give this, I'm gonna toss this at you guys. Yeah, they have this bug-like appearance and these giant kind of thick pincher claws. And they are, God, they're just ripping through people. Actually, you know what, chat? I'll give it to everybody so you can all see it. There's a pic for you. And I just dropped that in chat. You guys, I'm gonna drop it in the Zoom chat as well. That way it's easier for you guys to access. There you go. And one of them is preoccupied munching on the spines of innocents that were watching. The other one is pushing through people and the crowds that are in the arena now trying to get to you.
Okay. Well, should we get Destiny Guy? Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I really want to kill the man for betraying us, but that's too good of a fight to resist. I turn and charge the Umber Hulk.
You want to charge the Umber Hulk? You guys can also, you're in the arena in one place, so if somebody wants to go get him.
I'm grabbing that club, and I'm charging at the Umber Hulk.
You want to use them all?
I have the strength for it.
Okay, cool, great. You grab it. So the two of you charge the Umber Hulk. So we'll grab. I got stats for him. We can do that. Does anybody want to? Climb out and go try to talk or grab the guy?
Look to Ari and Rundar and say, Ari, darling, new gnome friend. Those two there seem intent on getting themselves killed. Would you like to not do that?
We do this together.
I suppose.
Then
let's get the head of the snake while they deal with the body of the snake.
All right.
Okay.
That's freeway list. Boom. Off we go.
Boom. Three-way. Today.
I've always wanted to do a three-way.
So it does look like, as you get closer, those of you that want to take on the Umber Hulk, that it might have been injured once before. It's actually missing a mandible. So it's not at its fullest health. It's clearly been in battle before. So just so you know that. And I'm going to have you guys roll initiative against him here in a sec. But let's get rolls on those of you that want to exit the arena. So I'm going to make you roll a dex for me to see if you can get your butts out.
I said, all right, remind me to show you my latest product, the new line, Outright Exploitation.
I feel like I'm getting a preview of Victoria's Secret. You know, Victoria, the...
She's a very secretive lady.
She's a very secretive lady of the... the trickster variety of... yes, I can't remember races anymore right now. I mean, I just saw a man's manhood fly into an audience.
No, it's understood. It's all I'm seeing right now as I'm looking at you, actually. It's flashing in my face like red dots when you've been running
just
for too
manhood flying into an audience.
Right.
So I've always wanted when people see me.
Truly, we have made a lifelong dream come true today.
Woo! Oh my god. Okay, so did you guys roll those dexes for me?
I got a 19.
19. Oh, yes. Okay, great. Well, you make it. Finbar bloop bloops right ups and over. You also make it with a 14. Not quite as graceful. And what did you roll, Miss Gandalf?
Well, on the floor it says 14 plus my 6, so 20 in total.
Oh, yeah. So the two of you and Finbar, whoop, up and over. You guys help Todd out, not Todd, you help Rundar out a little bit, and as he gets over with his 14, and your pets are still holding him down. He's kind of trying to fight it off. The gator's munching on his, his clothes and his toes. The squirrel's kind of clawing at his eyes, and he's trying to fight these little critters up as you guys get up to him. So what we're gonna do is put the three of your actions at the top of the round here, in terms of like talking with him or whatever you want to do. And then everybody else needs to roll initiative.
Righty.
What did I say? He was a...
Wonderful.
The Umber Hulk goes first.
And it's got 4 nat 20, so...
and well, he's got 3. I used the nat 20. He's got 3 of them. Yep. So those of you that want to meet your destiny today, you guys are working hard at it.
I am not afraid to die as a warrior.
Yes! I love that attitude. Okay. Anybody else? Who else was? Anybody else staying in the arena? It was just Jesse and Andy, right? Okay, good.
Today is a good day to die.
Today is a great day.
But Friday, I'm very available. So
it will be Umber Hulk, Sebastian, and Gileth. And that's the order we'll go in. So you guys have just made it, filling Madame Gandalf in here, to your critters who are wreaking havoc on this poor, thin, greasy man as he's trying to fight them off, the hand still around his neck, the works. As you walk up on him, what would you like to do?
I would like to do like a simple and they'll all come rushing back to my shoulders.
They do.
Then I'd like to lean over this man.
She is quite the Disney princess, isn't she?
The most corrupt Disney princess ever. It's like the one that forgot to take their pills,
she
know?
Makes
super PMS.
She makes me want to pull a lever.
Oh, wrong lever.
She leans over and is like, if you want to run, you can, but we'll find you. So you should just stay here because it might be better for you in the long run, you know? And she's just gonna kind of do like this to his mouth while she's saying this.
Yeah, he
want to stay here because it will be better for you in the long run, okay?
He's still kind of like coughing from where the hand was strangling him. Random hand with a mustache is strangling him. Yeah, he's like, he's like, I'm not.
So Harry.
He goes, no, I won't run. No, right. Please don't hurt me.
That's a good little killer. And she just boops him on the nose as she's saying that. This is a good little killer.
Okay. And he says, What do you want?
I mean,
Destiny.
I want everything.
He says,
So-
why are you here? Why have you ruined everything?
Your money or your life, right? Is that what we want? What do we want, Ari?
I don't know anymore. I just know that there was destiny to be found, and we started attacking a man. Then we took off his underwear and tore off his penis, and now we're leaning over this man. And I just know that it's the right thing to do.
Tell us what you know. You.
No, I know lots of things. I am a man of lots of information.
Don't get sassy with me now. She's standing over you and there's a mustached hand in your mouth, good man. So,
Aren't you also? Who else is with them? Rundar's with them. Is there anything you want to do, Rundar? You're watching them.
Come
like
on, Rundar, you know what's
just
going
bad
on.
Bad cop. This poor man. It's just two bad cops.
Runda, you're fluting.
I will add to the bad cop. What? Why is destiny involved here? Why were we sent here? What do you know? Tell
He
us.
says, stop. Who sent you here?
Crazy old lady who a 2-week diary about her dreams with us in. Sound familiar?
Oh, the
Yes,
fortune
you'll-
teller, Sybil. She sent you here.
Never asked her name.
Sybil.
Really rings
She
a bell
has-
though.
She has plagued me for weeks, telling me that she needed to tell me something.
Probably about this moment right now.
He says, well, I guess. I mean, I know things about this place.
I'd like you to tell me them.
And he says, well, you have to hold a moment. It is other people's turn. We
Understood.
jump back to the arena. We get in order. So the Umber Hulk is like rushing you guys. And those of you that want to find your destiny today are rushing him. And it gets the first swipe. And it's going to take a swipe with its claws at Jylith.
Jylith and Sebastian each have 2 natural 20s from SPS Monkey.
Well,
Legendary
guess
monsters
what?
and
So
legendary
do
rolls.
I. And the Umber Hulk is gonna use one to make the first strike at Jylith. So let me, yeah. So he takes this giant kind of crab-like claw. It's covered in kind of a shell, and it's gonna just rake you down with it. So. Make sure I get that right. My notes here. Yep. Okay. So you don't take a whole lot. I didn't do so well. So you take 14 points of damage as it kind of rakes across your body. It is actually Sebastian's turn.
All right. I think I'm going to return the favor. I'm going to use one of my nat 20s.
Nice, that 20 battle.
Yes.
Crit him back, right back.
That wasn't a good damage roll, though. That's going to be 9 points of damage. No,
Okay.
sorry, 8 points.
How many?
Points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. That's not too bad. He definitely feels it, doesn't like it. It kind of opens its mouth and lets out this like chittery sound that bugs make. Weird, gross, like the sound of like roaches feeding. I don't know why, but that's how he sounds when you hit him today. Okay, and we move right on to Jylith.
I'm gonna cash in for my 2 attacks, both my nat 20s. So I'm just
Holy
going in
cow.
with
Holy
the going in with
mackerel.
the club, going. My name is Jylith Ator. Remember it.
That name is so familiar. Why do I know that name?
All right. Because I got 3 d8s on the first swing and another 3 d8s
Jesus
on the second.
Christ.
Really feel like I
okay.
know that guy somewhere.
Make it happen. This is some
All right,
serious
first
damage.
Swing, second swing. 27 both.
Holy shit! Okay, and you did critical damage too, didn't you?
Yep.
How would you like to kill this?
So I just imagine it's just after the remember it and just like paste like after the impact. It's just like this you see like squashed like a bug in the
Just yeah, with this hammer, it hits head, you hear it like the way you like crunch crab shells, right? Like before you suck them out, it crunches under the sound of this giant maul hammer. Green goo blood goes everywhere. And yeah, it's pretty gross. It goes everywhere, and it splatters all over you. It splatters all over Sebastian. You guys are basking in the blood of this thing as it goes to the ground. The other one has been taken down between the mass amount of people that have been attacking it. Some people are ripping off its limbs, trying to take pieces to scavenge, to eat, to sell on the black market. But the arena has erupted in absolute chaos. And we're going to switch back over to good cop, bad cop situation. And he looks up at Finbar.
Bad cop.
Bad cop. And he looks up at Finbar and he says, It is sensitive information, not something I can talk about here.
Fine. Do you have a place, or my place?
What is this, Tinder?
We have a tavern.
Your place or my place?
Yeah.
We can go back.
He says, well, I live here. Just follow me, he says.
Oh no, we just met you.
He grabs, because he's still kind of laying on the ground recuperating, he grabs Finbar by the scruff of the neck and pulls him really close, and he says, this place, there is something here. It sleeps beneath us.
Like a hobo, or someone that should be not asleep, or you're talking like a monster, like a bad thing.
He says, yeah, as he has you like too close, your nose are like touching, he says, I know not what it is,
really
just that it is. It permeates through the halls of these catacombs and infects all that come in.
Wow. Well, that sounds bad, like something that brings the disease with it, that curse.
He leans in and he says, yes, you have seen it. The curse.
Even closer.
Yes. He's inside. He's like clipping inside my face at this point. Like his character model is inside mine right now. We're like doing
basically. You guys are sharing breath.
Yeah. Whoa.
And he says, he leans in and goes, he can't lean any closer. He pulls as close as he can. Even closer. And he says, yes, the rapacity sickness. It permeates. It takes over. It kills.
You have the camera change of focus, and behind Ari is just like alongside the side of them, just eating popcorn.
I look down.
And he says, I know nothing more. I have only heard these rumors. But there is a man. A man. He knows things. He has an item. There's an item.
And what kind of item?
Knowledge.
Oh, those are the best items.
Knowledge. Yes, he says, you see, it is my understanding that this place is all a lie.
Whoa.
What? Yeah, and he says, all a lie. It tells in the history books that it is one thing, a great shopping complex. But in actuality, it has been and always will be a tomb.
Oh my God.
This is no more.
The signatures! Is that people literally signing their own obituaries?
He looks around as if somebody might be listening and tosses Finbar to the side and leans in close to you and says, I am not the person to ask about that. He says, I know nothing of these contracts. I only know that the history books, they lie.
It's a lie.
Like the woman said, the written things are wrong. Yes, I remember now. This all makes sense.
I knew it all along.
I called it from the start.
I was going to say, from the first time tonight, Finbar remembers something. He says, I must go. My arena is in disarray. I have to make sure they do not break out the other monsters.
First, Fergus needs to be out.
Does he?
He says, Fergus.
Looks kind of happy.
Rooney knows.
He says, Fergus is one of the best fighters I have ever seen. I will not give up the Fergus.
But I think in 7 days, Fergus is gonna have to be other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruru knows.
We've got plans.
Ruru knows. We have plans for Fergie.
Dinner reservations, 4:30 p.m. EST. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next Thursday this time. He says, well, I did promise that you would, if you won, you would get a thing. So instead of giving you gold, I'll give you your gnome friend. He gets up for the first time and dusts himself off. I was trying to recompose himself, and he says, come, follow me. I let out your friend.
Who? Oh.
Your friend? The Fergus?
Fergie.
Got it.
Gonna give us Fergie.
Finbar's like, friend, I do not know this term.
What is that word? Is that Elvish?
And he looks down at the arena at the two of you who are standing over one of his best legendary monsters. Yeah, and some people have actually gathered around you guys. The rest of them are pulling off the rest of the body parts from the second Umber Hulk. And he looks down and points at the two of them and he says, you two, I have a job for you.
I'm listening.
He says, come, follow us. And he ushers for you. You guys are easily able to climb out of the arena up to meet your friends, and he leads you back around and almost in the same way you came down the first time with the half-orcs. And you can see that as he gets down there, all of his half-orc minions are barring the door to the arena that you entered in as people are trying to break through to get to the inside of this area, this hallway. And there's an empty cell, which you can only imagine either housed the two Umber Hulks that you just slayed. The rest of the monsters are still kind of around. Some of them are beginning to get riled up in their cages, specifically the owl bears. They're kind of pacing back and forth and kind of shaking at the cages because they can hear the chaos. And down the hallway, you hear that little helium voice. It's like, hey guys, what's going on out there? I don't really know. Hey, is anybody listening?
Who's this? Oh, Fergus. Yes, hello, Ferguson.
I'm guessing you kind of find him easily. The ringleader is not pleased, but he's like, pulls out a key, opens the gate, kind of ushers out your little friend along with his winged kobold, locks the door back, and he says, now I have more important things to attend to, thanks to you. And he bolts for the door with the rest of the half-orcs, and he begins trying to also bar it off.
Name of the guy with the knowledge before you run off?
He turns around and he says, oh, yes, very perceptive man you are. He comes in close and he says, you're looking for a very special man. He is very, very wealthy. You will find him in the fashion district.
You had me at wealthy.
It is rumored that he may be the owner of the Galleria, but this is, of course, only rumor. His name is Aurelian Codrell. It is also said he has a beautiful daughter.
Oh, well, then I'm going. That's interesting.
And that's all he says. He's like, now I must go. And he hits the door.
We've got to go, Ari.
We've got to talk to you about where I can get some of those Umber Hulks later, but handle your business.
Yeah. And standing, still covered in now dried blood, and no longer shaking, but maybe isn't the same gnome he once was. He stands before you riding an invisible winged kobold. He's kind of hovering in the air. He's doing that video game Bounce.
Oh.
And Fergus looks at you guys, completely baffled at one, what's going on, and two, he's just tongue-tied, speechless. He has nothing to say after such a slaughter.
I just looked at him and said, man, you missed some good times out there, man.
He says, I had my own good times.
That's good, that's good. And I'm still like carrying like the giant maul. Like,
Yeah, it's yours now. You want it, man. This like giant maul. It's like a multi-tiered hammer. Yeah. And he and he looks up and he says, things got really bad, you guys.
We're talking about things that got amazing.
You were gone for about 2 hours.
Yeah. Did you see what I did? I did. I killed all the things.
Oh yeah, Bear's monkey. Woo.
And I'm still holding my skull mask. So, do you think you're worthy?
He like looks up and he says, I have had my share of fighting for the day, but I have some new news.
Some new news?
Some new news.
Well, we just saw the new news. That was
Who is
It's all over the papers already.
who is Nunu?
And the new news. He says,
you spied him right.
I heard that they are enslaving people. You guys.
Yeah, no shit, Fergus.
As he stands still in chains, basically.
You are
he says,
enslaved, Fergus.
yeah, they kind of tricked me into that.
Fergie, and she starts like just booping his nose.
He lets you boop it a few times. He says, I did it. He's like, I didn't mean to. It just kind of talked me into it, you know? I didn't know what was going on.
And Ari's going to start pinching his cheeks next.
Yeah.
You need to learn that you need to just listen to us.
He goes,
Okay.
Okay. You know, guys, I'm pretty tired. We could go back to our tavern or find one here in the Black Market District, but I could use some rest.
I'm down from our tavern. I know, better the devil you know, right?
Of course.
But
being
yeah,
covered in dry blood.
Our tavern.
Is
Our
that
place.
Okay, great. So you guys have a bit of a walk to get back. When you have to exit the Black Market District, which takes a while. And between the incredible show that you guys put on tonight at the arena, getting out of the Black Market District, people are trying to stop you. They want autographs.
Why sign every single piece of parchment comes my way?
Yeah, and it takes you guys quite a while to get just out of the Black Market District. On your way, as you're traveling, you guys note, similar horrible things happening, but it looks like the Black Market never really shuts down. And sorry, somebody said something in chat and tagged me. Nothing really shuts down. It just keeps going all day. It's almost like that 24-hour mentality. You can, as you exit, you see somebody trying to sell. People are bidding on the giant penis that was relieved from the crowds tonight. As you exit the Black Market District, the same kind of scary shadow figure stands there and looks at you and says, "Done already."
Yes, and I just holding up the mall.
Okay.
Good day for shopping, yes.
He says, "Well, you are welcome back anytime."
Oh, thank you.
You guys are able to exit and kind of retrace your steps. The same homeless man is sitting at the top of the hole inside of just around the corner from the latrine. He's still sleeping there. There was gold, I actually believe, left for him, which he's now hugging as he snores in the corner. And you begin traveling. Along your way, you're of course stopped at least 3 or 4 times with the lovely voice of a guide. "Hi, can I help you today?"
Go away, creepy thing.
Her voice is so familiar. I feel like I've heard
He
that
says,
before.
"Thing? I am no thing. I am guide number 97.
Are you related to guy number 63?
No, guides are not related to one another. We are happy workers of the Galleria."
So they're nothing like the Nurse Joys of the world that I know.
He says, "I don't understand that question. Is there anything I can help you with today?"
Imagine like Giant, she's just like on a vibe. It's like, would you like an autograph?
She goes, I have nowhere to hold an autograph, but I'll give you my autograph."
Oh, certainly. So I just have like an old torn banner that I have on hand. Go sign here.
The guide, like grabs the pen, and you notice for the first time, actually, everybody roll a perception.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's another now one for me, yep. Strong.
I'm using my decanter of endless water to give myself a shower. I'm not paying attention.
Okay, yeah. You're just trying to rinse the blood off. Okay.
Share.
So,
Oh,
so I would say Rundar and Madame Gandalf, you notice that it's physically in conflict with itself. The mask hides whatever the face is of this person, and it's a gnome. The one you're talking to is very small, and it's trying really hard to do what you're asking it to do, but it's like it can't get its hand to sign the autograph because it's being forced backwards, as if it's not in control of its own body.
Oh, I'd like to
Take 2 nat ones from Ken Hyde. Yeah, I thought so.
Who gets them?
Oh,
Madame Gandalf, 2 nat ones
Oh,
from Ken Hyde.
thanks, Ken Hyde.
Savage.
All right, you know what? I'll use at least one of the natural ones right now
okay.
to try and flirt with the guide into coming back to our tavern so that maybe they might want to divulge a little bit more later.
The guide goes, I'm sorry, we're not allowed to have personal relationships with anybody here in the Galleria. If you would like to purchase a guide, you can do so at the very end of every district.
I'll use my next nat one to try and persuade. What will it take to purchase you?
I'm sorry, today I am not for sale. If you would like to buy a guide, you will need to visit one of the kiosk stands located at the end of every district.
I can't watch Runda, it's too painful.
And it's you can see that it literally at one point like drops the pen and it never actually signs Gilus. Like it can't interact on a normal level with you.
Maybe you should ask when she is on sale, when she's next free. When she gets off work.
I give up. I'm just gonna stick to my pipe and what I know. Alcohol.
As the group kind of stops talking, the guy goes, "Hi, is there anything I can help you with?"
Can I see your mask?
You see for the first time, it tips its head kind of like a confused dog. And he goes, I'm sorry, this is not something I understand. Is there anything I can help you with?
Like, I know a thing or two about wearing masks, and I'm just going to yank it off.
Okay, so I need you to make a dexterity because it's going to fight you on it.
15.
Okay, let's see if I can roll against that.
That is not how to treat a lady.
I should have used my nat 20 for that, actually.
That's okay, I rolled a 14.
Okay.
So you get it just barely. It tries to pull away, and you are managed to grab kind of the edge of it. And as it pulls away and you pull the opposite direction, you can hear it actually off of his face. And the gnome underneath it is actually female, and she tumbles back to the wall as if she has come up for air at the bottom, and she says, "Where am I? Where is this? What is this place?"
You're supposed to be the one with the answers.
I don't know you. Where am I?
This woman looks to be in some kind of shock. Yes, you're in the great Galleria of Grunrundi. You were a guide. We took off your face. And what can only be described as quite an aggressive movement.
I'm sorry. I don't understand. Why are you all covered in blood?
Wait,
and what is a guide? And what is a Galleria? I don't know. And she's kind of panicking.
Would you like a drink?
She looks at you and says, and just shakes her head.
I mean, you could
We own a tavern.
We own a tavern,
Yeah.
yes. If you put the mask back on, all the questions would go away, but wouldn't recommend it you become a creepy person.
What?
With no soul.
What mask? Who's got the mask? Oh, you hold it up and she looks at it and it's kind of like PTSD. She has this moment of shock where she freezes and she says, I know that mask.
You do.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, don't be afraid of the singing crab.
And she says, it's the last thing I remember.
I put it on. It's kind of strange.
Oh, do you put the mask on?
Fucking hell.
Oh shit! Roll a Constitution.
Oh.
Oh no.
12.
Oh, and you fail. The mask to your face. And there's this rush of pain that comes over you as you lose absolute control of your body. And now here he stands and he looks at the lot of you and says, "Hi, I'm guide number 97. How can I help you today?"
I like him more now.
He's more pleasant.
And the gnome looks at you and she says, What happened to him?
Put the mask on. It became you. That was what you were doing before.
She says, I was him?
Yes.
Except you were guide number... was she guide number 97? I
don't know. Or
she was. She says...
I've heard so many guides, I don't keep track.
I feel like I'm gonna fade. And she kind of like passes out and faints next to you. She's just like overwhelmed with the information.
I catch her in my arms.
Aw, Finbar, that's the nicest thing you've done all day.
Ari's gonna have this moment of like, look at you being.
Yeah, and she's kind of like limp, and she's trying to she's trying to come to, but it's just so much.
It's like I've got like Finbar shoots Harry a sly look and like checks the label on the panties just to see if they're Finbar's label. He wants to see how far they've spread,
Yeah.
And then she starts checking the pockets.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah. So actually, both of you just roll what I call a luck roll. Let's see how high you rolled to just searching your body. And in terms of a 3. Okay, not very lucky. That's okay.
10 plus.
Yeah. Say
10. I got 10.
Okay. 10's not too bad. So on her person, there's literally nothing. It's as if she owns nothing but what she's physically in. But as you begin to search her pockets, you notice on the back of her neck, she's been branded.
She's Hitman.
She's been branded with a 9 and a 7. Now, Sebastian, you're in a very strange place right now. Your mind is still active. You can hear what's going on around you, but in no way can you interact with it. It's as if you have been possessed.
Yes.
And you have this voice inside your head, this deep, ancient voice inside of your head that is telling you to report back to your district.
Which is my district?
So 97, that district would be the Antiques district, and you're being called to return.
Well, if you guys do not need my assistance, I will be back. I will go on about my job, and I just...
No, you don't.
And he starts
walking. Try and grab the back of his collar as he tries to walk away.
Okay, yeah. So
I'm doing Ari on that. That's my fighting brother right there.
Okay, so both of you need to make a grapple, and actually you have to make one against them because you're gonna have to fight them on this.
Oh lordy!
I have to use strength.
Oh no!
How do we do?
Not
6.
great.
6.
Okay, he beat you. What'd you roll, Gileth?
We're getting to that.
Okay.
Rolled a 19.
Okay. With Gileth's help, you're able to grab him, and stop him. But he is fighting. He is trying so hard to get where he's going.
I will
I'm just
move
imagining
around.
that they're trying to run on the spot, but there's the collar being held behind.
Right. Say that again, Rundar.
I will run around front and pull off his mask.
Oh, you want to try to pull it off? Okay, so you also have to make a dex, and Andy, I need you to make the dex for trying to pull your face away
I'm going to
against
use my
him.
20.
Oh! Do you have a 20?
Into the voices in my head.
All right, well, let's let him roll, because if he also rolls a 20, I'll have to deal with that. Let's see if he can do it. Why not? Today's been a crazy day. This is crazy. Oh, no. His nat 20, he pulls back, so you can't get the mask off of him. He's dodging your hands, but you guys do have him kind of held, if you will. He's not going anywhere.
I keep that hold.
Yeah, cool. And the gnome woman kind of comes to in your arms, and she starts again. Where am I? Who are you?
My name.
As
There is
if
a
her-
great Galleria of Grundy.
Yeah.
I am guide number 97.
She said, "Where? What?" Yeah, and it's just this kind of panicked moment.
Sorry about
We should go back to the tavern.
I agree.
The taverns are located in entertainment district.
And she says, and you kind of direct them. They're like, food court district is where the taverns are located. And you go through your spiel as you guys are able to. It's funny. I mean, he's trying to walk, so the guide actually ends up walking with you. The Sebastian guide ends up walking with you, but at one point attempts to take and veer off towards the antiques market, which is where he's being called towards. And you guys are able to drag him along with this poor, lost female gnome back to your tavern. When you arrive at the tavern, it has been, because you guys left it, in its current state. There are rats, dead rats, everywhere. What little furniture was there has been broken. It looks like some people have come in the last 24 hours and maybe squatted here. There's like defecation in a corner. The fry grease ooze monster's still seeping from the back room, or like what's left of him still seeping from the back room. Basically, you guys come into a frat house that's been just destroyed and disheveled.
I like what you've done with the place.
Don't lie. Get home.
Yeah, and so, you guys arrive. It's kind of home. There are still beds upstairs. Remember, you guys exited. There are a couple bedrooms upstairs if you wanted to take a good night's rest. As you guys enter the tavern and kind of set down, or who's still holding our gnome friend? Are you still carrying her, Finbar?
Sure, yeah, I've carried her in my arms, so welcome.
So some time has passed. It's taken you about 45 minutes to actually make this walk. And you get here, and she sits straight up on your arms and goes, oh, I remember everything.
Oh, yeah.
She says, here, I shouldn't be here.
Oh.
I shouldn't be here.
No.
They took me and they forced me. And she like touches her neck and says, they branded me and my family.
And your husband, boyfriend? No.
And she says, they took me. And I reported, and the people, and the collectors.
Yes.
Collectors.
Yeah, and Fergus rides in, because he's also here, still floating, levitating midair.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? And she says, I'm sorry, I feel like I need to lie down. I don't understand. They dump the bodies and the money, and they take from the people, and they enslave us, and they sell us. And she kind of like is trying to catch her breath.
Here, lay down. Use this rat as a pillow.
Aw, thanks. There's actually what's left of a burned up dire rat body, I believe, that you guys can like gingerly lay her head on. That's been decaying for the last 24 hours.
Sebastian also has a Wild Magic Surge from SPS Monkey, which is a D10,000. I'll put the thing you can copy and paste there in the Zoom chat into Roll20.
Yes, roll it. Let's see. Ooh!
Reminder, I'm still grappling him. I'm not letting
Yeah,
him.
I was
That's
gonna
right. Yeah,
ask
you still got him. Yeah, so you're still grappled. Now, you are trying still diligently to like exit the space. So you guys are welcome to try to bind him down.
Oh, no.
I am screaming in my head.
Yeah,
no.
The sword is screaming in my head.
Exactly, and the longer they keep you from your mission, the more it hurts you to not be there. It is like that's where you're headed.
The Wild Magic Surge reads, any attempt to change shape will cause the caster to take root.
Like in a tree, okay. Sure.
That does make me think, could I use my spells to get out of the scrapple?
No, actually, because
Good.
you are not you, if that makes
Okay,
sense.
right.
Yeah,
Good.
you are not you. So you've been stripped of all identity almost that you have. So, no, you can't. If somebody would like to attempt to bind him up, or like I said, kind of secure him, you're welcome to.
I have 50 foot of rope at the ready for this.
Beautiful.
The scenario
I
is
would
just like this.
Yeah, I'll take just a dex for that to make sure that you can kind of keep him, hold him, and anybody else that wants to help with the process is welcome to.
I can, if needed, I could cast a hold person one.
Cool.
I'm
yeah.
gonna watch to see if I can pick up any tips or tricks from Judy, you know?
Yeah, Judy, show us how you tie those ropes.
All right, this is.
if this is the sort of thing you find entertaining, perhaps you should go to the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Report to my boss now.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
I've already been to the sex and sushi and just death.
It's not terribly great. Not tying. It like struggles. You don't get it real tight.
Yeah, it's just vastly distracted to see him like my fighting buddy going through all this, and I'm just in that moment trying to, but he's just still maneuvering around in the speech. It's just the ultimate distraction.
Yeah, but you've managed to like get him to a chair, and he is like, he's still fighting, trying to move. Like, you know, he's doing that like skunk, gunk, gunk, and the chair's still trying to get towards the door. Does anybody want to take the mask off?
Here's a question: does the
Give me a crowbar, I can get it off.
Does taking off the mask count as changing shape? I mean,
it depends on how we define shape. And for the sake of this game, we're gonna say yes.
Ari also gets a wild magic search here from Kent.
Oh, all right. When she gets back, she can roll that wild magic search. So, who wants to take? Does anybody want to take the mask off of him?
I will attempt to take it off.
Okay.
You first, and then I'll try to attempt later.
He's gonna pull back, but you will roll that dex, Andy, at disadvantage because you're kind of bound. You can't really go anywhere.
Okay.
Woo! 18. Nice.
Oh, my good one was a natural 20. My bad one is an 18.
Oh, so you meet. So I'm gonna give it actually to Rundar. It's a struggle to get it off, and you have to like just pull, and you hear it free, and you have that same moment, where it's like coming up out of water. As you rush back into your body, you're now bound to a chair, and your feet have rooted themselves in the ground.
And I'm just like quickly getting around. Sebastian, are you right? Are you there? He's here.
Yeah.
And I just do like kind of like a brotherly hug. It's like, he's back. He's back.
I'm like, again, I have questions. Do I want answers?
I'll answer all of them.
I mean, you can definitely start answering questions, and we can see if you can answer them.
One
if
wild
not,
night. Oh my god, that wild magic surgeon.
What happened to my feet?
That's not good.
That I cannot explain. That's something you'll probably have to take with your whatever. But either say, don't put the bloody mask on again. Promise me this.
I can't promise that because I always put the mask on when I fight.
Then put on your own mask.
Oh, I thought we were talking about my mask.
Oh no, he's talking about the. I guess he's who's holding it. Rundar's holding the mask up.
Oh.
And you barely remember. It is like so faint, that moment. Almost everything that's happened in the last day is really blurry. You know, like when you're trying to recall a dream and you're like losing pieces of it as you attempt to recall it. That's what's happening. And you don't really remember putting the mask on or even how you got here.
I'm very close to look at it.
Yeah. And you get a hint of it. You're like, yeah, maybe. You're not 100% sure.
I've looked at the wild.
Like my style.
I've looked at the wild magic surge here. It's 666-5. So Ori, you remember the center of your chest, right?
I am very particular with the very center of my chest.
Yes. Well, you sprout a horse's tail from the center of your chest on 6665.
It's like chest hair, but like really defined.
Prehensile chest hair.
when she, I picture it when she gets excited. You know how like a horse's tail will stand straight up.
It becomes
like
right here. Keeps the flies out of her face.
Ori, I mean, I can talk to flies, but they are all circling around your protuberance.
Well, you can tell now when I'm really happy. You know, it's fine.
She's
okay, yeah.
gingerly diddling her chest tail. Okay. And actually, if you do want to talk to flies, this place is crawling with them thanks to all the dead rats.
I want to know what they see.
Yeah, they're like, buzz, buzz, buzz. What are they doing back? This is our thing. I don't know.
Oh my god. What do you see on that hairy chest? Fly, my pretty fly.
Oh, well, you know, instead of like fiddling with like the corner of her hair, she just like fiddles with the tail now. Like, oh, well, you know, it's a little different, but I like being unique.
I think you can make it work.
If anyone could, I know I could. Who hasn't wanted a tail between their chest? I mean, what?
Yikes.
you guys, as you guys are having this conversation and the rats are, the flies are buzzing in your ear, tails are growing out, you've rooted yourself into the ground of this tavern, you all of a sudden, you hear the blood curdling, you hear this like thud right outside the tavern, and you hear the blood curdling scream of a woman.
Not again.
Quickly untie Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks bad.
Yeah, you're grounded in the ground. Does anybody want to check out front?
Is it an old lady again?
It is not an old lady again. No more old ladies. Actually, the female gnome that you brought back that went upstairs to lay down just jumped out of the window and committed suicide.
That seemed a bit extreme.
She just killed herself, and that is where we will end today's game.
Oh shit! It was just a horsetail on my chest.
Was it?
Not that crazy.
Wish I was there to pick her up that time.
Yeah. And you can tell she had been like scratching and kind of clawing at herself before she did it. You guys can inspect the body, but yeah, she just dropped right out of the upstairs window.
Can we get some F so if I can pay her respects as well?
Fuck. Shit just got real. Yep.
That's something really weird about that mask. Somebody let me check it out.
Yeah, if you wanted to roll, you could roll an insight or an investigation on her. I'd take either if you want to gain a little bit more information before the end of the night.
Oh, that was a 10.
A 10. She committed suicide, and you can only assume it was because she was just so distraught and torn as to what her place in this world is.
I think the last shot of the night is Finbar looks out the window and he's like, she looks really familiar.
Yeah. And that's our third episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you guys enjoyed the show, hit the follow button and join us because we're back. In fact, we're back tomorrow. The wonderful Holly Conrad from Dice Camera Action is going to be joining me for a chat here 8 p.m. Eastern next when you see us online. So usually we're going to stream on Friday, but Holly's going to be here chatting to us, so come along, ask a question, hang out. Let's go around a cast and crew. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start Chelsea. Chelsea, what do you think of tonight's show?
Well, I mean, I always have a blast. But I had a great time. There were some weird things that, of course, usually I can't plan for. So, we improvise. Yeah, we improvise. But if you like what I'm putting down, you can check me out. I'm going to toss some stuff right here in the chat for you. You can catch me online on Twitter. I'm always little_red_dot, pretty much on all the social medias. And I play as well as officially DMing part-time for the North by Northwest podcast. You can hit us up. We just started releasing, we have a full season, but we just started releasing the North by North side quest episodes. So I'm the DM for our side quest and I play in our main campaign. So please check it out. Like to hear what you think.
Yeah. Oh, and we have an announcement coming Saturday regarding another show, which is happening.
Oh, yes.
Maybe coming back for a second season. Maybe you'll be learning things while playing them. Yeah,
what?
Crazy.
No.
Crazy. Let's go around. But I'm Gandalf. Fantastic as always as Ari. What do you think about tonight's show? Oh no, you're mute.
Well, I can only say that I freaking love this campaign. Oh my gosh. Ari is just meant to be ridiculous, and I feel like this is the perfect campaign for her because of that. It was never meant to be a serious character, and I love that this is a campaign that kind of fully allows her to be her most ridiculous self. And actually, I think she's found like a soul friend in Finbar.
I think so.
Which we all know he doesn't have a soul.
No.
So
They're both just, they're both just terrible people.
They're both just awful people who just really disregard everything and everyone, and it's perfect. So I'm having a lot of fun, and when I'm not being this ridiculously soulless person, you can find me being my normal soulful person as Madame Gandalf here on Twitch. I'm a full-time broadcaster, and yeah, I do anything from D&D to cooking to pub quizzes to games to singing in the shower even once. So you never know what to expect at the Green Dragon. So yeah, come on by. We're always having stupid fun.
Thanks so much for that, Gandalf, as always. Mr. Crumpler, 64.
That is my name.
Well played today, sir. Well played.
I was very much prepared, and I made sure to bring my absolute A game for this.
Yeah.
And again, I go by Crumpler64. You can find me on at Twitter at Crumpler64. I also broadcast on Twitch as well. I do not have a regular schedule at this moment, but one thing that is regular, I am currently going through as a Dungeon Master, Curse of Strahd every Sunday night with all-girl players. They call themselves the Lovely Lady Crumps. So shout out to them in the chat. So they are currently going through hell, and I'm guiding them through it. So we would love to have you come by again. I'm Crumpler64.
Amazing stuff. Thank you so much, dude.
My absolute pleasure.
Mr. Warped Films.
Oh, yes, I am Warped Films, usually on just YouTube. I'm also somewhere on Twitter, like Warped_Films. This was so much fun. I'm so glad I finally got to play the Hexblade Sebastian. I've been trying to bring him out for a while.
Nice.
Got to be stupid and put on a cursed mask.
I'm actually really glad you did that. You were literally the only person that was like, can I take the mask off? Like, nobody's tried that yet. So I'm really glad you did that. That gave a lot of information.
Very cool.
Yes, I am so glad that others could learn through my pain.
That's it.
I am an example of things not to do, people.
Yeah, absolutely. Can we find you on the internet somewhere as well?
Yes,
Twitter.
basically, the main place is YouTube. At the Warped Films, or just do a search for Warped Films. I'm pretty much the first one to pop up.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Andy, for joining us. And last but not least, Mr. Stumpomatic.
I had a great time. It took me a little while to get into the silliness, but once you embrace it, it's just a joy. Just a joy. And I quite enjoyed being a member of the Finbards.
Glad to hear it. Very glad to hear it, my friend. Is there somewhere we can follow you online?
I really am not online, but I will be in chat here at Roll20 or at Encounter Roleplay as Stumpomatic. I'm here most of the time.
Great stuff. Great stuff.
Yes, you are.
Hell yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us, my friends. I'm going to stay on here, just end of the week, wrap up, catch up, stick on here for a couple minutes. But thank you guys so much for joining us today for the great Galleria of Grundrundy. It's been a blast as always. As the previous game, the Tales from the Twisted Tower, the most difficult and yet the best named campaigns, I think, on the channel at the moment. So, so much fun. So many penises destroyed today. So many panties revealed.
Yeah.
I think it's been...
We were such pricks.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Until next time, try not to drop too many net ones. Want to be laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Farewell. Oh, me oh my. You guys are super clear here. Alright, everybody, just going to head over here for 1 second before... Is it this one? No, it's this one. There we go. Fucking hell, that was funny. Just before we head off today, because this is usually where I finish off the end of the week. Oh, that keeps going. I like that. Usually where we finish off the end of the week. Tomorrow, though, we've got a very special show that I'd love for people to show up to, because I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST, which is 1 a.m. if you're in the UK, so pretty late, but 8 p.m. EST, Holly Conrad, the one and only, from Dice Camera Action, is going to be joining me here on a show, along with Sid, I think is going to be here, and we're going to be chatting about Dungeons and Dragons and all things D&D, basically, all things nerdy. Come along tomorrow. It's the best time to probably ask Holly some questions as well. I do a little Q&A session there at the end, maybe. It's going to be a good time. If you guys are a fan of Dice Camera Action, like me, then you guys are going to enjoy it. So, come on along tomorrow, extra bonus stream, and we may have... It's 1 a.m. in the UK, so I think it's probably 2 a.m. in Sweden if you're GMT +1. Time zones are a thing. Converters are a thing. Keep an eye out on Twitter and you'll see that. If you enjoyed the show, of course, follow us. It's the best way to get notifications when we're going live is turn on live notifications. You see a little ping go up on your phone or in your email and whatnot. That's the best way to follow Encounter Roleplay. Extra bonus stream tomorrow, and then big announcement about Saturdays happening either tomorrow with Holly on the show or on Saturday. Some of you guys may know me from such shows as Learn by Play, which did a season 1 on the D&D channel earlier last year, and we will be doing another thing soon, perhaps. Keep an eye out for an announcement and for specific details on it, but you guys can read between the fucking lines there. Instead, we're going to go host for tonight, because I've got to go and collapse. I've been playing D&D for so many hours in the past few days. I'm going to go host Toto D. Toto D is on the Monday show, the Dark Cold Cases. She streams as well, and I actually haven't gotten a chance to catch one of her streams live, so I want to go over there, send her some love. What we're going to do is a raid over there, and we're going to spam message over to her. We're going to spam... Yep, you drink. No. Oh yeah, all we do. Hashtag encounter raid. And then whatever emote you like. Encounter raid! Like an SM Orc. Or an ERP drink. Go over to Turdy's channel here in a second. I'm going to send her some love. We're going to host her. Going to raid her. She's playing some games right now. I'm sure they're going to be a lot of fun. She's an awesome person. Enjoy the raid, my friends. Lots of love. See you tomorrow, 8 p.m.